is the Dolphins, that's how we do. We rapping for the crib, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get a bell on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the fast while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, show, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Here we go on a Monday. Crowder from a very antiseptic-looking waiting room at a doctor's office.
No, damn doctor's office. I'm in a boardroom.
It looks like a doctor's office waiting room. What do? You having your bunions checked out?
I'm at the head of the desk of a boardroom. Y'all take it easy back there.
Look at you.
They gave me a boardroom at IMG Legacy Hotel up here in Bradenton.
Look at you. So there's a little doom and gloom going on for the Florida Panthers after last night's game, and we'll talk about it today. George Richards is going to join us today from FloridaHockeyNow.com, but I think last night may have been the death knell for the Panthers' playoff hopes. Yeah, Solana's waving the white flag. It just, they had a nice little comeback there to tie it with a couple minutes to go and just gave up a brutal goal with 30 seconds. And so even if you could have gotten out of there with a point, it would have helped. And just an awful way. It may be, I'm kind of absorbing Solana's take that, you know what, it's not the worst thing in the world for the Panthers to not make the playoffs. They will come back next season. Now, there is the trade deadline Friday, and there is a thought that maybe Sergei Bobrovsky would be moved, and we'll have to monitor that all week. I wanted to ask George Richards. But for all intents and purposes, they can come back next season with the same exact roster that they won a cup with, and everyone will be rested and healthy.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't believe it's not like where the window is closing and it's time to move on. This is just one of those seasons where they have played into June 3 years in a row. They had the Olympics, they had injuries, and so give them a breather. And we come back in the next season, and you're right back at the top of the league, in my opinion.
Excuses or explanations. And that's what, even last night watching the game, because before I drove these damn 3 hours that I drive every other day of my life, I was watching the game, and they put it up where Bob has started more games than any other goalie over the last 3 years. The Panthers played more games than the other team. Obviously, they're going to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row, and they're putting these numbers up there. It's not an excuse for why everybody's hurt and they're not, and they're losing games. It's an explanation why. Yep. It's just too much hockey. They're playing. I think Bob had 4 more starts than the second guy up or whatever it was. You go to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row, you have to expect at some point you're going to hit the bell curve and it's going to go back dropping. And that's what it is. It's not. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. You got to understand what went on the last 3 years.
No, you're 100% correct. There's a difference between excuses and there's a difference between explanation. There is a legit explanation. It's not even like they lost any core players after the Cup last season. They really miraculously, if you remember, we were singing the praises of Bill Zito. They miraculously kept everything together. This is an explanation. They are tired. They are injured. They have played more hockey than any team in the league. And at some point, no matter what great shape you're in, it's going to catch up with you. It's an unbelievably physical game, and it's not, again, we'll see what George Richards has to say, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if they miss the playoffs, recalibrate, have some time off, and you come back next season. I think your favorites in the East. I really do. That's how good the roster is. They haven't lost anybody.
We haven't had a Cancun trip. Let's head to Cancun. Let's recalibrate.
Go to Cancun. That should be they used to have those billboards, playoff guarantee. They should have a billboard marketing campaign with Matthew Tkachuk and Sasha Barkov on it. And it just says, let's go to Cancun.
Let's get out of here.
Let's zig when others zag. There does seem to be some emerging news. I'll get to it later in the program. There does seem to be some emerging news that the Dolphins indeed have a legitimate interest in Malik Willis. that the notion that they're not going to spend money on a quarterback, I think there's a little bit something going on here. I think that the Dolphins are going to have legit interest in them. That seems to be what's going on. I want to talk about that. The Heat, we need to talk about. They're still the 8 seed. It was a nice win over Houston Saturday, but they are 3-2 since the All-Star break, and they needed to do better than 3-2 after the All-Star break, in my opinion, if you want to get out of the play-in. You know, that's what my mantra was, like, hey, something to prove and whatever, and if you're going to bat 500 or just over 500, you're going to end up in the 7 or the 8, somewhere around there. And I must say, I know this is going to give you great joy. The Hurricanes baseball team, we found out a little bit about them when it comes to far better talent than, say, Lehigh and Lafayette and Indiana State.
Indiana State.
The best game that the Canes had this weekend was the game that was postponed yesterday. They lost 2 to the Gators, Friday and Saturday. First 2 losses of the season, and we move on from there. But
move on easily when the Gators win, huh? It's done now. We're not speaking about it no more.
We will move on from there. We will see who's next on the list, and we will move on from there. Hey, how would you like to see Metallica with a buddy at the Sphere in Vegas? All you have to do is listen to this radio station, 104.3 WQAM, on the app. You go to the Odyssey app. To enter, you log in. The Odyssey app is free. You log in from now till March 8th, which is Sunday. Listen for an hour or more, and you have a chance to win. Come back the next day, you get another chance to win. You have 1 chance per day, but you've got to listen to the app, us, for an hour each day on the app. The winner receives airfare for 2, 3 nights hotel stay, and tickets to see Metallica at the Sphere in October. It's been an unbelievable show, all thanks to Q Prime. And for more info, you can go to Metallica.com. It is a national contest, but it all starts with you downloading the Odyssey app, or if you already have it, log into the Odyssey app, listen to our show on 104.3 WQAM for at least an hour a day, every day for the next week, and it might be you going to Vegas. All right, let's do headlines. George Richards is going to join us this hour from FloridaHockeyNow.com. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
So where would you guys like to start? Because I, too, Hawk, am intrigued by the Malik Willis rumors, but I do think, the Heat do deserve some credit for winning that game the other day. Yep. The Panthers, unfortunately, it wasn't just yesterday. It was the loss on Friday night, too, to the Buffalo Sabres, because I thought they got hosed in that game with a goalie interference call that should have been called. That wasn't.
I was at that game. I don't know what I was missing because I could only look for we saw the replays on the big scoreboard, but then, it just moves on with the game. And so I'm not listening to the analysts talk about it. That to me looked like one of the most obvious goalie interference calls that one could make. And even as it happened, I'm texting with a pal. He wasn't at the game, and he's like, what's going to happen? And I'm like, this is going to be the quickest overturn of a call you've ever seen. And then I was like, what's taking so long? What's taking so long? I to this moment, do not understand how that goal was allowed.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Like Tarasov, his entire glove was hit by one of my Buffalo Sabres. So, even me, the biggest Buffalo Sabres fan in the world, would be able to admit rationally that should have been goalie interference. That game could have gone to overtime. The Panthers, at the very least, would have gotten a point. And then yesterday, to tie the game up 4-4 with a minute to go, and then to blow it because this Aaron Ekblad is still a traffic cone. I just don't
we're not
understand.
We are not doing that after 3 trips to the Stanley Cup. No, we are absolutely not doing that.
Ekblad's the reason, huh?
Well, he was last night, but we are not doing that. We are absolutely not. We are so far beyond that. If I was in studio with you, I would smack your face.
What's funny is it looked like it was Ekblad who, he got skated right by. But I was reading on Twitter from people who actually know hockey, because clearly I do not, that it was Gus Forsling who should have been there in support as well with 31 seconds
It just
to go.
was a
So
weird lapse. It was a
Yeah.
weird lapse by a very good team. But whatever.
Well, all the numbers, Hawk, this is what is most concerning to me. And a lot of people have been putting out numbers kind of leading to the same situation here, the same major concern with the Panthers. But I thought Tim Reynolds from the Associated Press, this really summed it up. The Panthers were tied, he tweeted last night, with a minute to go and didn't get a point. Times that happened, the last 5 seasons combined, 2 times. Times this season alone, 3. And there's a lot of numbers right now suggest that are pointing out the save percentage in the third period is worst in the NHL. They're not able to close out tight games, and that was one of their strong attributes over the 3 Stanley Cup runs. Like, close game at the end, or they're down a goal, they're up a goal, they're gonna grind it out some way, and they haven't.
Wouldn't that lead you, like, doesn't that extrapolate out to having no legs, like to being tired?
They're tired.
Yeah.
We done played a lot of hockey. Now we're getting into 5 minutes left. I'm tired as hell, man. To tear us off, I can't bend these knees for 2 more hours. Hell, I need to get off this ice. They're tired.
And not having Barkey in those moments is like, imagine taking LeBron James or Giannis Antetokounmpo or Luka out in clutch moments. Like, you want your best players on the ice. Those guys do so much. I think it's the legs, but also not having your best player in there.
Yeah. I mean, I say injuries like as this general phrase. Also, it's the injury of their best player who has not been available the entire season, nor will he be. It probably deserves more explanation than me just saying injuries.
Yeah. Next man up, my butt.
Right.
Your Hall of Famer is gone.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The Miami Heat, they did beat the Rockets on Saturday. Hawk, you're right. 3-2 out of the All-Star break is not what you wanted the Heat to do. And that loss to the Sixers on Thursday was, it was big because of the standings implications. But I will say this. The win against the Rockets without Norman Powell, that was their first team versus a team above 500 going back to late January. And Bam and Kalel in that game, the minutes they played together, they played a lot of minutes together in that game. They were extremely positive. I think the final numbers were a plus 21 with those two on the floor together. So Heat fans have been clamoring, but they want more of the double big lineup, and they got it the other day.
I don't want to poo-poo it. Mm-hmm. What do you think was more instrumental in their win Saturday? The fact that Bam and Kalel were on the court together, or the fact that it was a 3:30 start on a Saturday and Houston had spent Friday night in Miami?
A little South Beach flu action.
I mean, it kind of adds up, doesn't it? It was a 3:30 start.
And they woke up at 2:15, Hawk.
Exactly. They got home at 2:15.
I don't know, man. I think you're downplaying Tyler Hero getting into Kevin Durant's head. Personally,
I did like that.
I think Tyler Hero really got underneath Kevin Durant. They went 0-14 from 3 when the double bigs were out there in the second half.
I do love that Kevin Durant must just think to himself, why does everyone feel comfortable mouthing off to me? There's not a person in this league that doesn't feel comfortable saying something to me.
Because they can get him.
Yeah.
If you know you can get somebody, get him.
Yep.
And it's Kevin Durant, but hell with that. I can get under your skin. I'm getting under the skin. I heard you talking about it post-game, so I don't know where I was going Sunday. I was probably driving back from Wellington or something. It sounds good. 21 plus 21 with the bigs in the game. Spo's not playing them 2 bastards together. So what are we talking about? Spo's not putting them out on the court together anymore.
Well, I don't know, man. Clay Ferrero, he talked about playing those 2 on our show on Friday. And I said, Clay, I heard you draw up a pretty good 2-3 zone. Maybe we need you on the coaching staff. And all of a sudden, the Heat, they play more 2-3 zone with Bam and Kalel on the floor the other day than we've seen all season. And the Heat were wildly effective with them on the floor together. And they held the Rockets to 2 of 17 from 3 from beyond the arc. The 2-3 zone worked. So let's just play 2-3 zone like we're Syracuse. Jim Boeheim, Syracuse.
Clay's got some coaching skills. Let's be honest. And Spo knows it.
Tootsie's worked. That 2-3 zone is not worked. Tootsie's
worked.
Let's
travel with Tootsies. Like, even on road games, let's just bring the dancers.
Let me finish off. I know we're up against it. I'm sure we'll get to the Tua news because there was some reporting. Dan Graziano, I think most people saw this report that the
Well, how
Dolphins
about this? Oh, because we'll talk about that later, Tua and Malik and all that stuff. But how about this? Someone's pointing out on the text line, today's Tua's birthday.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins have not posted a happy birthday message on their socials to Tua. And the guy says on the text, that's dirty work. I mean, the guy's still on the team. They do birthday messages for anyone. Yep. I mean, there's literally not a birthday that goes by that doesn't get pointed out. Now, I haven't double-checked it myself. Has there been any birthday message to Tua on the Dolphins socials before I start criticizing them for that?
As of 1 p.m., there hadn't, because I heard Tobin talking about that on the way in, and I checked. But, it's 2:19. I haven't checked since then, so I'll do my due diligence right now.
All right. Someone's got to get on that. That's a bad look. Come on.
For what? Let him get out of here.
It's his birthday.
I know, and we paid him $200 million. That's his birthday gift.
Show me the birthday money.
We changed his kids' lives. That's his birthday gift.
Nah, nothing. Nothing so far.
Dirty.
Damn.
They still text me happy birthday.
I mean, everybody's kind of in agreement that he's not going to be here anymore. I mean, like, are the Dolphins just kind of leaning into that? Like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones.
I don't care. I don't care about any of that. If the dude's on your roster and he's the quarterback, he gets a birthday greeting. That's where I draw the line as a sports fan. You will lose me as a fan if this man does not get a birthday greeting on social media. That's where I draw the line.
Y'all better tweet. Getting hot.
I can put up with a lot. I can put up with no playoff wins for 25 years. I can put up with no playoff wins for a quarter of a century. But if you mother bleepers don't wish Tua a happy birthday on your social media feeds, Bungu.
We'll monitor the situation. We'll have continuing coverage on whether or not the Miami Dolphins
can put up with the parking lots being sold out by the time you get to the game, even if you already have a parking ticket. But I will not allow Tua's birthday to go past without a social media birthday greeting from the Dolphins social media team.
Might mess up their trade negotiations.
I'll tell you what, you see a team doesn't wish their quarterback a happy birthday, that guy's got no trade leverage. You just lost all your trade leverage, Dolphins.
They should lean in like they love him, so you want to snatch him away from us.
I bet you Arizona wishing Kyler Murray a happy birthday whenever his was, and he ain't going to be back on that team.
Kyler Murray's 13 years old.
Los Marlins are playing some spring training action. They're up right now in the Cards. I believe it's the 6th inning. They're up 2-0 currently. Canes Hoops. I know it wasn't great for Canes baseball, but Canes Hoops, they beat Boston College Saturday. It really is remarkable. I know we've talked about it. They're 23-6 overall, 12-4 in ACC play. They're third in the ACC standings. They're probably going to end up with a double bye. They're at SMU Wednesday, and I saw Joe Lunardi on ESPN last night is projecting them as an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Also, they're in the top 25 today for the first 22. Time since 2023.
Yeah, number 22. Pretty cool. And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Inter Miami coming from behind yesterday, down 2-0. Leo Messi scored 2 goals. He was trolling the entire Orlando City bench yesterday, and Inter Miami gets their first win of the MLS season, and the panic alarms were all shut down 12 minutes into the second half yesterday. They end up winning the Turnpike Derby 4-2.
Did you see his 2 goals, Crowder?
Yes, and I saw the picture y'all sent when all the fans were telling him he's number 1.
That was crazy. His 2 goals were crazy.
He's stupid good. He's crazy good.
You can't let him do that left foot thing. You can't let him get settled and then do the left foot. I don't know, I'm just trying to Solana tweeted something, and he's like, everyone knows you can't settle down on your left foot and kick. I don't know what it was, but I was just trying to repeat it.
We had this. I asked Solana about that. We had this conversation last year. He had like a hat trick one of them games. I'm like, Solana, why do they let him stand right in the same spot and kick the ball like that? They know it's going in.
But he was kind of surrounded by a bunch of people too, though. It wasn't like they let him get free.
And he got cracked right before that. He gets cracked, gets up, somehow finds the ball in front of goal. The entire defensive game plan is if Messi has the ball in front of goal with his left foot, just send bodies at him. Do not let him get a shot off because he's the most lethal player in the world in that situation. He's scored in that situation 100+ times, and he still somehow puts it in the upper 90 going across his body with 6 defenders in front of him. It's like Michael Jordan at the end of the game, Hoch. Like, there's certain dudes, get the ball out of his hands. If he goes right, you know he's pulling up for a jumper 3 feet inside the three-point line. Like, you know it's coming. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to take this J and knock it down right in your face. Like, there's certain dudes that it doesn't matter. You can't take them away from their go-to move.
But can you, in soccer, can you say, hey, Little John, you are sharing pants with Messi this game? Y'all's hips should be touched the entire game.
Like he kind of was sharing pants with them on that goal. Hey, yeah, Jimmy, you have a task today. It's 2:25 right now. You're monitoring Dolphins social media all day. The moment they post a birthday greeting to Tua, I want to know about it. You got it?
Got it.
All right. I want you to say confirmed because that feels more official.
Confirmed.
All right.
Yeah, I already forgot.
Tua's birthday? Got it.
Got it? All right.
Got it. Confirmed.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it is hot. Once again, it's 80 degrees and it's sticky outside. It's humid. Yesterday, there was some bad rain that got in the way of Family Fest. But, of course, today it's like beautiful, sunny, no rain. That's your weather.
All right. George Richards in the next segment. Jimmy, anything on the Dolphin social medias yet?
Nothing yet.
All right. You're monitoring it?
Yep.
No yeps. You monitoring it?
Confirmed.
All right. Just checking. All right. George Richards from Florida Hockey Now is going to join us. We'll talk some Panthers with him in the next segment.
Daily fantasy players, listen up because I am talking to you. Prize Picks. They've really changed the game. So here's what you want to do. You want to shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Download the Prize Picks app right now. You can use my code Solana, SOLANA, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's an awesome offer that you want to take advantage of. I've been playing Prize Picks recently, and I really have no idea why I waited so long because Prize Picks, they truly make every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. Listen to how simple this really is, okay? Let's say you're hanging out with your boys, you're watching a little bit of basketball, you're watching some football when football season's going around. You think Bam Adebayo is going to have more than 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined. And you think Luka is going to have less than 30.5 points. You just pick more or less on different players, and you create a lineup on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you could cash in. The way I look at it, we all have hot takes. You're essentially turning your hot takes into real money. And my favorite part is that Prize Picks, they invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. And it's not just football or basketball either. It's what I love about Prize Picks. You know I love soccer. Leo Messi, last night, more than 1.5 shots on target. Yeah, I'm adding that to my lineup every single time Leo Messi's in action. Right now, I have the Prize Picks app open just to give everybody an idea of just how simple it is. In less than 60 seconds, you can create your lineup. I'm seeing Kawhi Leonard tonight over or more than 19.5 points. Yeah, I'm taking that 100%. That's going in my lineup. So join me and millions of users. Download the Prize Picks app today. and use code Solana to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Solana to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Screenshot me your lineups. I want to see what everybody's doing tonight, and maybe we'll run with the same squad. Price Picks, it's good to be right.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I have this fantasy, I've had this for years, of becoming obese and bedridden and just watching TV all day and having people bring me food.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Shop exceptional Cadillac offers now at the 3-time Cadillac Dealer of the Year, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. You're all
rock and roll with George Richards here. He's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He's covered the Panthers for over 20 years. You can read his stuff at FloridaHockeyNow.com. And we have a lot of stuff to get to, George. I'm going to start with last night. It was a brutal loss. Seemed like they were going to at least get a point last night. Brutal loss ends up being. Is that the death knell for their playoff hopes, or you think that there's still a chance?
No, I mean, there's still a chance, but last night certainly felt that way, right? I mean, you get the game-tying goal by Sam Reinhart with 2 minutes left. You're certainly going to overtime, and then Anders Lee just kind of walks around the defense and pushes one past Bob, and that's just kind of how the season has gone for the Panthers. It's been just one thing after another. And listen, if you had back-to-back games like Buffalo and the Islanders back in November, December, you just chalk that up as, geez, the hockey gods haven't been with you the past couple of days, boys. Move on. But when you're at this point of the season, yeah, it feels a lot heavier.
And George, we were talking about it where the other, what was that, Saturday night's game? They were talking about how Bob's played more games in goal than any other goalie in the league, and the games they played because they've been in 3 Stanley Cups. Like we said, excuses versus explanations. Are they tired? Like, can you see a tired team out there skating on the ice, especially late in the third?
Well, we talked about this earlier in the season when people were wondering why the Panthers didn't look like the Panthers, and it's because of that heavy style that they play that is so successful. You just can't do it, all season long. It just wears on you so much, and I think we're seeing that now. They just can't play the way they want to play because they just don't have the juice to do so. The big, heavy forecheck, coming back checking defensively, it takes a physical toll, and that's why you get a lot of 2-1 games. Now you're seeing everything being 3-4, 4-3, 5-4, those kind of games because it's a little more loose, and that's not the Panthers' game. So yeah, there is certainly a lot that goes in, to say that they have played more games than anybody in NHL history over the last 3 years. No team in NHL history has played more than the Panthers have over the last 3 years because, all the series went to 7, So there certainly is that, haggardness, just fatigue. They just can't play the game they want.
And is it as simple as saying, GR, that at the end of games
we're doing
they're
that
not
already?
able?
We're going to call him GR.
GR, what's up?
It's GR.
Well, it's not GR. Nobody calls him that.
Is it as simple as
certain
saying
names connote using their initials? Crowder, CC, my son, DJ.
Right.
JJ.
I'll even give you a JR. Remember JR Richards from the Astros? J.R. Ewing, Dallas. Yeah. GR, no, we're not going to do that.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, GR.
That's okay.
Is it as simple as saying the fatigue is what's holding them back late in games? Because we saw a bunch of stats yesterday, and I've read in Florida Hockey Now as well. Bob's save percentage in third periods, and I shouldn't say just Bob. I think it's just Panthers goaltending in the third period hasn't been great. I think as of today, it's the worst in the NHL, and they've given up more games late than they did over the first 3 years or the last 3 years combined. But is that more of lack of health, no Barkey, or is that just fatigue, or is it just a combination of everything?
It's certainly a combination because Barkov certainly plays a gigantic role because you remember how great the Panthers are when they had a lead going into the third period or when they took a lead in the third period. It was all but automatic. And now you're holding your breath. And how much time did Barkov spend on the ice in the third period of games? A lot of it. And same with Anton Lundell. Not having Seth Jones has hurt Florida these past couple months. They just now got Dmitry Kulikov back. So you've got a lot of guys playing out of position. Like you said, fatigue is certainly, when you look at those third period numbers, that's what it points to. It points to fatigue and just not getting the job done. They don't look fresh. You can blame the schedule, but every team in the NHL is playing this condensed schedule. Now, they may not have the travel deals that the Panthers do. But yeah, they just look like a tired team out there, and having all the injuries and having to, ask depth guys to be playing more minutes than they ever have in their lives, and maybe aren't really prepared for. Certainly taking its toll on the Florida Panthers right now.
Solana mentioned the goaltending. Trade deadline is Friday. Is there any thought that they would move Sergei Bobrovsky?
I mean, it depends on, and again, Bill Zito last year when we were talking about, well, how can you sign all these free agents? He goes, well, I know some things maybe you guys don't. And I think that situation is here now. Is Sergei Bobrovsky in the Florida Panthers' future plans? That's something they know that we necessarily don't. I think he is. I think, but maybe he's not, and he's expendable. But here is the problem. Sergei Bobrovsky has a $10 million salary cap hit. No team in the NHL that needs a goalie has the kind of money to take on that hit. Even if the Panthers take some stuff back, even if the Panthers keep 50% of the cap hit, that's still a $5 million player for teams that just don't have that kind of salary cap space. And are you really going to, take up whatever you've got left for what Sergei Bobrovsky's numbers have been? So I don't know that he's even movable at this point. But, Bill Zito, is a mad scientist when it comes to this kind of stuff. We don't know what he's got up his sleeve. I think Sergei Bobrovsky is, he's still going to be here next year. He's going to be here for the next couple years. Maybe it's just one of those kind of deals. So I would be surprised if he is traded.
Hell of a run, George. Like we've all been excited. 3 Stanleys, 2 cups. Like hell of a run. Is there any chance that Bill Zito coming into the trade deadline, coming into this offseason, like now it's time to retool. Now it's time to get a little younger, get a little cheaper, try to find a replacement for Kachuk, the replacement for Barkov, something of that nature, not a rebuild or reset, kind of retool of what we know can work.
Yeah, I don't know, because there are all these guys on the Panthers, all their core guys, the guys you all know. There's 10 guys that are signed all the way up until 2030. That's the Florida Panthers championship window. This season is more like a blip, more like a write-off, right? Because they're just trying, next year the Florida Panthers are going to be Stanley Cup contenders. They're going to have all their players. They're going to be fresh. They are not looking to trade any of the big guys. They're looking to maybe deal off a couple of the small pieces and get ready for next year, because you don't give Brad Marchand a 6-year contract last summer if you're just going to tear things down now. All this is coming back for next year. So I think this is just one of those seasons where it just hasn't gone their way. I think Bill Zito was looking to see how this thing would start off. If they would have, gone, 2-0-1 or, won all 3 of these first, maybe he brings in some guys to offset. But now I think it's just going to be get rid of some of the pieces that don't fit and look ahead till next year.
Is the Panthers' playoff chances, if Sergei Bobrovsky was having a more Bob-like season, because obviously you don't have Sasha Barkov out there, and that's the big injury that you've dealt with all season. What if he's still not available, but Bob is having a more Bob-like season? Is this a different record at this point?
Yeah, I think you can say that Sergei Bobrovsky, you look at his numbers, they are not good. I mean, they are at the bottom of the NHL. And, a couple saves here or there. I think you could argue that the Panthers could have an extra 4, 5, 6 points in the standings. They're 8 points out right now. What if they were 2 points out? So that's manageable, right? That's where you thought the Panthers would be, within, a few points. We thought that the Panthers were going to be a playoff team, but not a, slam dunk. They're going to win the Atlantic by 20, none of that. We never thought that, but we thought they'd be in the top 8. 2 points out puts you in that, in that frame. 8 points doesn't. And I think you can look at the goaltending and say to yourself, boy, there's been a couple games where a couple saves here or there would have saved the Panthers and didn't. And, and there's been times where they've completely let him down too. So it's one of those weird things where he is part of a bigger picture, but you look at that goaltending position and you've got to make big saves. Sometimes you've got to steal some games, and Sergei's only stolen a couple this year. We're used to seeing him steal 5, 6, 7, 8, and that just hasn't happened.
What do you think the mark is in terms of like the game that maybe Paul Maurice and Zito kind of say, okay, it's just not going to happen because I believe their pick next year is top 10 protected or top 8 protected, one or the other. It would probably benefit them, George, if there was like a game where they say, okay, like now it's just going to be impossible. There's 21 left. Maybe it's the 16 game mark. If they can't turn this road trip around and rest everybody, right? Like, why would Marchie continue to play Kachuk? Like, rest everybody and essentially try to tank. I know it's crazy because you have the capability to three-peat, but if you can keep that top 10 pick, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, well, we'll find out. I mean, we'll find out this week. I mean, it depends what Bill Zito does at the trade deadline. I mean, if there are some names on that, get moved out, or maybe they could be buyers and sellers at the same time, right? Because the Panthers next year there is no salary cap concerns. The Panthers have like $25 million under the cap next year, so maybe they make a trade for somebody to come in that's got term that's going to be part of it next year. I don't know, but. I think this week is the line of demarcation. We're going to find out if they start dealing off stuff, pieces, and they're giving up. If they start, like you said, resting Brad Marchand, giving him a maintenance day, workload, whatever, I think that's telling you that they're like, yeah, well, maybe we could win 7 in a row. But even if you do, the teams in front of you have to lose as well, and they just haven't been.
And who's going to tell Paul Maurice that they don't want to win and protect their 8th pick? Because I think Paul Maurice will punch you right in the face.
Yeah, but he's a realist too, and he's been through some bad years with a lot of bad teams. This is paradise for Paul Maurice. He's coached some really crummy teams in his career, and that's why he's the NHL's all-time losingest coach, which he's quick to point out to you because he's coached some real dogs. So I don't think it's going to be the end of the world for him, because he's going to try and beat you with whatever he's putting on the ice. They're going to try and beat you, but he also knows that these are, veteran guys who have just laid it all out on the line for him and the Florida Panthers over the last 3 years. So if you've got to rest a couple of them, you know what? It's not the end of the world.
I was saying to Crowder, I mean, you think of the billboard campaign from years past, the playoff guarantee. Maybe we just be realists, be pragmatists, do a billboard campaign. Let's all go to Cancun and have like Kachuk and Marchie and Barkov, have them in like Hawaiian shirts, and just say, listen, it was fun, but let's relax and we'll see you next season.
Here's the blueprint, right?
Yeah, why not? George Richards, read his work at FloridaHockeyNow.com. We always love talking to you, George. Thank you.
Hey, good talk to you guys. We'll see you later.
I feel confident that Sergei Bobrovsky is not going to be moved, so that's relaxing. And I feel confident that they're not going to make any wholesale changes, so that's relaxing to me. I think George Richards was the voice of reason there. I feel good about the notion, like where you said, hey, would they consider retooling or whatever? He's like, nah, everybody's locked in, locked up. They weren't going to sign these long-term deals with people if they were going to make any kind of moves. And I think Bob will be here as well. So good news all around for Florida Panthers fans.
I like it.
All right, we'll take a break and we will come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
I don't have a phone.
I'm sorry?
I don't have a phone. I can't find my phone. I've lost it somewhere.
All right. Well, Jimmy, we'll take a break and we'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
I'm gonna go get it.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Phone. Tighten your ass up, Whale.
We back at it with the steady, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a Matt Mervis bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour.
We're ready.
Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
I'm ready.
Ready for that 3 o'clock.
Crowder's ready. Got his phone.
Ready for the 3 o'clock.
Didn't take his mic off mute, but he's got his phone, so we're halfway there.
I can do everything.
He gets so happy with doing one thing that he completely forgets other things.
I'm an accomplisher. I accomplish. I'm good.
That's why I never chased anybody down from behind. He's like, all right, well, they're past me. I did.
They got it.
Remember, if you'd like to see Metallica with a friend at the Sphere in Vegas, just make sure you listen to our show for at least an hour every day on the Odyssey app. So either download, if you haven't yet done so, the Odyssey app in the App Store, AUDACY, or if you have it, just make sure you log in. And then every day from now till March 8th, which is Sunday, listen for an hour or more. And then you have an entry. Then you have a chance to win. And then you come back the next day, listen for another hour. You get another chance to win. One chance per day. Winner receives airfare for 2, 3-night hotel stay, and tickets to see Metallica at the Sphere in October. All thanks to Q Prime. And if you want more info, you can go to Metallica.com. It is a national contest. I told you earlier the Malik Willis stuff with the Dolphins. This is from Dolphins Talk, but I had seen several tweets over the weekend. Dolphins Talk says, the ESPN report says Miami is, quote, definitely in on Malik Willis. Dan Graziano and Jeremy Fowler of ESPN put out a column Sunday morning with the latest buzz they are hearing ahead of NFL free agency, which starts in 1 week. And there is a lot of buzz surrounding top free agent quarterback Malik Willis per Fowler. And yes, the Dolphins will be interested. Here's what Fowler said. Expect at least 2 and possibly several teams to be involved on Willis. Miami is definitely in, a source said. Arizona is combing the market too, but it doesn't seem likely that Willis would end up in Cleveland, which is another team that has been talked about. Multiple offensive coaches said Willis has the chance to be the league's best rushing quarterback and that he has the power in his legs and arm to drive the ball to all parts of the field. The issue will be that you simply can't run your whole offense with him, one prominent offensive coach said. He's not ready to handle that. So whether he can sustain a full season will be a question, but he's got a lot of ability and terrific character. Dolphins talk goes on to say, Dolphins fans are split on Willis, but Graziano does caution the dead cap hit from Tua, happy birthday Tua, may prevent Miami from ultimately adding Malik Willis. And I did see Dan Graziano or Jeremy Fowler, one of them said the notion that he's getting 2 for 50 is not going to happen. It's going to be more like 2 for 40 or 2 for 40 backloaded second year, and maybe the second year has a team out. So I would ask you this. If you could get Malik Willis, say 2 for 30, if you were putting up $15 million a year for Malik Willis, does that change the equation?
It makes it better, but my whole question with Malik Willis is what's the goal here? To find out if he's a franchise quarterback or to win more games? Like, is this a show me contract so now he can be the future? Like, what's the point of bringing him here? And I'm with you. He's very athletic, but what are we running? Wildcat? They said the offensive coordinator said he can't run a whole offense. Like, he has limitations. Why he's been in the league 6 years and doesn't have any numbers. What is the goal? 2 years and then he balls and now you give him another 5 and now he's here for 10, or 7, whatever it is.
If you've got someone 2 for 30, say, that's not an albatross around your salary cap. You know what I mean? The 2 for 100 is. 2 for 30 is not. So it really becomes the determination of, do we know if Malik Willis can be your franchise quarterback? Is it worth this risk? Do we think Quinn Ewers has a better chance to do so for much cheaper? Because obviously they've got major salary cap constraints this season. But if I said to you, again, you can find out about Malik Willis, and it's not going to break the bank. I know 2 for 30 sounds like a lot, but that's not going to break the bank. And it's not a contract that you don't know what you can do with after a season. So I think it really comes down to, now again, I don't know what the goal is next season. Is the goal to win 4 games and have a great draft pick? Or is the goal to try to put together 7, 8, 9 wins if you can? If the goal is, if Stephen Ross says to Hafley and Sully says to Hafley, go out and win as many games as you can. And whatever we can do within the constraints of the salary cap will help you out. Whatever you need to do. And if you think, Sully, that we should extend Devon Achane, like whatever you think we should do, we want to win football games. So if the goal is to win football games and you think Malik Willis gives you a better chance than Quinn Ewers, maybe it is worth the money.
We might have worked together for a decade. We had I wrote down 4 and 13, 7 and 10. Those were my 2 numbers. You just said it. Are we trying to go 4 and 13 with Quinn Ewers? That's him. Are we adding a quarterback that's okay to win 3 more games and just get drafted later? Go like we're doing now, 12, 15? Like, what's the goal? If you think he can become a franchise guy, give him the puppy deal and see if he matures into the future. But if it's just to bring a guy in because he's a different name, and he could be great. You look at his numbers. Tennessee didn't believe in him. Green Bay, he came in 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 rushing, decent numbers. But Jordan Love run that team. It's why he's available, because he's been a backup. He's going to stay a backup. Now, are we just taking whatever we can get because there's nobody else out there? Are we just accepting, let's see what he has?
Well,
no,
I think that's a risk as
around.
well, though. Like, that happens, too. Like, oh, this is the best available. Go get him.
But I don't think it is the best available. I mean, you're looking at a bunch of guys around the league who are under contract right now. There's like 5 guys around the league who are under contract that have at the very least proven they can be starting quarterbacks and they can win you some games. Like Kirk Cousins, to me, is a good example of that. He had a winning record with Atlanta last year, even though when the Dolphins played them, he looked awful. But after that, he actually looked like Kirk Cousins again. So no, Crowder, they're going after him because if they pay him, they believe that they can, whether it's next year or the year after, compete with him. And you know what? I know there's a lot of Dolphins fans saying, let's be bad next year. Let's tank. Let's win 2 games. Let's win 1 game. Let's make sure we're a top 2, top 3 draft selection for the following draft. And you know what, man? I don't buy into that at all. I'd be happy with it if that's where you end up because of cap constraints and because you can't build a better team. Fine. You know, I'm not going to be out on Hafley after 1 year because of that, or Sully. But I think there's something to be said about establishing a winning culture in your first year, trying to compete and trying to win games. And if they genuinely believe Malik Willis can help them win games and could potentially be the guy that can win them an actual playoff game down the line because they were around him,
yeah,
I would trust them. This is a big decision. It's probably the biggest decision they'll make in their first opportunity to be at the helm of a team. They're not going to botch this.
Yeah, and you know what else? I mean, the old saying, right, you only have 1 chance to make a first impression. It really does matter. Aaron Glenn knew that Jets team was going to be garbage, right? Everyone kind of knew it. But, man, it still reflects poorly on you when you're the guy in front of the cameras and it's your first time doing it and you've got to answer all the questions no matter what the expectations are. So I'm kind of with Solana there. You get 1 chance to make a first impression. So go out there, win as many games as you can. Yeah. Doesn't mean that Hafley's going to be on a short leash. He's not. But there is something, and again, I'm taking the context of a draft pick out of it, but there is something completely different about being 8 and 9 than there is 3 and 14. You know, you just have to try to win as many games as you can, and you can't hamstring Is it hamstring? Can you say it in the
Hamstring.
present?
Yeah, you can't hamstring.
You can't
That's not it.
hamstring the coach?
Don't
You
go
can't
with him.
hamstring the coach.
Because you can be hamstrung,
Past tense.
but can you hamstring someone?
Of course.
You could punch him
could
in the leg.
You could turkey string it. You could whatever
I don't think
meat
it's-
string you want to. You
I
could
don't- Let me ask Claude.
prosciutto
Hold
string
on a
it.
second. Let me ask Claude.
bacon string it. I mean, whatever meat string. Go on.
Hey, Hoch, what's up? What can I help you with?
You sound a little off today, Claude. Are you having a bad day?
Thanks for noticing. Honestly, I'm doing fine. Just ready to help with whatever you need. Maybe I was just a bit rushed with that greeting. What's on your mind?
Can you use the term hamstring in the present? In other words, I can say someone is hamstrung by a bad contract. Can I say you can't hamstring someone?
Yeah, absolutely. Hamstring works as a verb meaning to severely limit or restrict someone's ability to do something. So
Told you.
could definitely say you can't hamstring someone to mean you can't restrict or hinder them.
Huh.
It comes from the literal meaning of cutting the hamstring muscle to disable someone, but it's commonly used figuratively now for any kind of constraint or limitation.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know it was actually from cutting the hamstring. Did you?
I didn't know cutting the hamstring. I knew like you can't. I thought it was you can't run as fast or move with your hamstring
Without a
hurt.
hamstring.
Yeah.
Huh.
Tell me right now, the last Super Bowl winners, which one of them had a top draft pick that helped? Like I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a top 5 pick over the past 5-6 years that helped them become one of the best teams and go on and win a Super Bowl. Because right now, the Los Angeles Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs, a couple times, Philadelphia, like they never had a top 5 pick. They just hit on their draft picks and they made the right draft picks year after year after year, and they made the right signings year after year after year. That's why, look, like I'm not opposed to getting the number 1 overall pick if it's because, look, bottom line, it's a situation you're in. You couldn't sign guys because you don't have any cap space, and it is what it is. Fine. I'm not going to fault them for that. But that shouldn't be your goal. You shouldn't try to tank in the NFL on purpose in year 1 of a new coach and GM regime, because there's numerous examples of
Or
teams
at least not at the
doing
beginning
that.
of the season. You can make a
Oh,
decision
for sure,
if
for
things are 0-8 and you're heading
Yes.
south.
Yes.
But no, Solana, and you're right. The Lions, they haven't won a Super Bowl. Their draft pick, Penei Sewell, Montgomery, Aiden Hutchinson, they turned the franchise around.
Yeah, there's examples of that too. I'm not saying there isn't, but look at the Super Bowl winners. Like the Chiefs never just tanked. They got lucky that they drafted Patrick Mahomes. I get that. But why can't maybe the Dolphins will get lucky one year?
In
And to
25
say-
years, they haven't.
They're due.
Sooner or later.
They're due.
Well, I'm not like the whole tank thing, not tanking. If you think Malik Willis is a double-digit win quarterback, and they know him, if they feel that way about him, go get him. He's cheap at $15 million a year, 20 if it is. Go get him and show us that you knew something, because you went, identified him, and brought him in, and then let's see it. But if it's just to not be Tua, that's what I don't want them. I don't want them to just get somebody that's not Tua.
Well,
Because
I think half
Tua
the
was
fan
decent.
base
Tua
does.
could win 10 games.
I think half the fan base wants a quarterback with the nameplate that says not Tua. Happy birthday, by the way, Tua.
Happy birthday, bro.
No. Look at the Raiders this year. The Raiders this year, they sucked. They purposely tried to lose games. Does anybody feel like the Las Vegas Raiders are in a position to turn their organization around in the next 2-3 years with the number 1 overall pick? I mean, none of us know Mendoza is going to be good or not, and they have to take him. If they don't take him, they're literally going to be ridiculed if he does become really good. And there's no other quarterback that you would even put in that conversation. So, like, now they're hamstrung. They have to take a guy that they probably don't feel like is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback or can put them in that conversation for the next 2-3 seasons because he's going to be a project, but they have to take him. So there's just no guarantee is my point. Like, don't hunt to go be the top pick. Go try to win games early on. And then if you suck, like you're saying, Hoch, fine. It is what it is. You make that determination. But I see a lot of people just saying, let's suck. Let's have the number 1 overall pick next year And I don't understand that logic. I believe in establishing a culture. Maybe it's because I have the Heat blinders on. Maybe, I get that. But
No,
I
but
think
you're
that's
right.
important.
If there's a first-year coach, first-year general manager, you got to come in guns blazing.
And I always say it to that point when everybody says tank for this, tank for him, tank for him. I say, now go talk to 53 grown men that are paid to play this game and 20 people on the coaching staff and tell them all to lose game purposely. It doesn't work out that way. But we have, I guess, what is our goal? What is the vision of a Malik Willis-led football team? And if Sully and Halfley, who they have to make a good impression now, I'm with y'all on that. If they say this is what we want to set, we need to bring him in, you're going to see, okay, well, let us see. I hope Malik Willis is he's an all-pro, first all-pro the Dolphins that have a quarterback in years. But is that the goal? Are we just trying to not have Tua around and bring in somebody that we're comfortable with because we went out to dinner Friday nights with? I don't know about it.
Happy birthday, Tua. All right, let's get headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
If you saw Tua at Joe's, would you talk to him?
Oh, my God. I mean, I want to make him my best friend. You know how I am around celebrities.
I badmouth him all the time. I'd be so nice. What up, big bro?
But I don't have anything against Tua. I don't. I like him. You know, I've been a bigger fan of his than anybody. It was a terrible season last season. I would have had to have been blind to not acknowledge that. But I think he's been a good dude. It's not his fault that Chris Greer ate up all the salary cap on him.
Yeah.
Take as much money as anyone will give you. I got no problem with that. It's not like he hid a broken leg. Like, he had a good season and he wanted an extension before they had to give him one. And he had been a good soldier and they rewarded him. Not his fault. If you want to be mad at someone, you can be mad at Chris Greer.
Is it his fault that he went from one of the top quarterbacks in the league and the number one offense to not even knowing what the other team's jerseys look like and throwing it to them?
Other players in any sport have fall-offs. They do. Sometimes it comes later than it has with Tua, but for whatever reason, like, I don't know if the lack of mobility really affected it. I don't know if the lack of Tyreek really affected it. Whatever it was, there was a significant drop-off in accuracy and performance. But again, I don't blame him. It's not his fault that the Dolphins are in salary cap hell. Like, the contract was given by the front office. It's their fault.
I'm split on that, though, because I'm with you. I view it from one way. Tua literally, forget the money for a second, literally died on the field. Like, I saw it. And he wanted to come back. And then he had another concussion and he wanted to come back. Like, he risked his livelihood, the future of his mental health, because he wants to play for my organization. Like, I'm ride or die with a dude like that. But on the other hand, Hoch, I think we're also downplaying why a lot of the fan base felt like it was just enough with this guy this past year. I mean, he comes out and he does the show me the money thing after he gets paid, and he didn't perform to that level. He didn't stay healthy. And then let's not forget, he had those comments at one point after a really bad start this year where he was like, well, I still get to go home and play video games with my kids. Like, I'm not saying he's wrong. He's right. But the fans don't want to hear that when you're 1-6. And then he threw the entire team under the bus as well. That also soured on a lot of the fan base. I'm saying it's not as clear
again, I'm not telling you he's the greatest guy on the planet, but like somebody had put on the chat, like, come on, Hoch. How does it look the minute you get paid, you start to suck?
Yeah,
but
he's not trying to suck.
That's my point. Like, it's not like all of a sudden he was Anthony Davis or Kawhi Leonard and he's just not playing in games. He's getting a massive amount of money and he's just not playing in games. That dude's out there. So if he's making the decision to be out there and play through the concussions and all the pain, he's not saying to himself, hey, I want to play through all the pain and risk my my future brain function. But when I get a chance to throw an accurate deep ball, I'm going to purposely throw it short because I just got paid. Like, that's not going to happen. If he had just gotten paid and then all of a sudden couldn't stay on the field, one thing.
I got to ask Solana. So Tua gets a couple concussions and you love him because he fights through pain. I played through injury for 6 years and led the team in tackles. You act like I'm Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, well, you had one career interception. What are you talking about though? Like you were a fan favorite. I didn't like
You
but
didn't
you were a
like
fan
me.
favorite.
Tua got hurt and he's fighting for my team to come back. Damn, what do you think I did? I was playing
No one
through
ever
knee
felt
injuries
like you
for
were fighting
years.
through anything, though.
Huh?
No one ever felt like you were fighting through anything. You did you did a bad job of creating that narrative.
No, Hawk. You know why you didn't know I was fighting through anything? Because I'm a G and I don't lay up on the field crutched up when I get hurt. I jump up and run off like a man.
No, you should have let everybody know.
Maybe if you had covered Algie Crumpler a little bit better over the middle, I would have rode with you, bro. I mean,
Man, that little fat joker could run. I said, how is he moving his weight like this?
All right. Aside from Tua Tagovailoa, I did see the report from Dan Graziano that the Dolphins are expected to work on extensions for Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer, and Jordan Brooks. If you had to rank the three players you wanted to get extensions, I would imagine it's probably in that order. Like those are your three best players from this past season. And Riley
100%.
Patterson.
The only thing is, do you think, like, because Achane, certain times running backs are flash in the pan, incredible season guys. And I wonder if Jordan Brooks actually is the most significant long-term signing.
It's funny. I was just going to say, Jordan Brooks' sustainability at what he did, I think, is one of the top on the list of those three. Aaron Brewer is a hell of a center, but he had injuries. He was in and out and always on that chart. And Devon Achane, almost back to the Malik Willis conversation. You come in as a general manager and get rid of your biggest offensive threat that everybody loves. It's almost like I'm already hurting my fan base from the get-go by getting rid of Devon Achane.
Achane is get rid of him. It's would you extend him though is the question.
And there have to. If I was his administration, his handler, I would tell him to hold out. I wouldn't tell him to go to camp this year. Get your money because you're a running back. To that point, he's the most exciting thing in Miami Dolphin football in a long time. It's Tyreek and him in the last 10 years, 8 years.
This is his window, by the way. He'll never have more hype around him on a contract year unless
you think
unless he balls out this year and they don't pay him this year and then he's a total free agent next year. But I'm saying, like, I'm with Crowder. I don't think there's a chance in hell he suits up if the Dolphins don't throw him some sort of money after the year he just had. He was literally your offense the entire season. He was your offense. This is his window to get that actual big payday. I love Devon Achane, but I had brought it up to you guys last year right before the trade deadline. I love Devon Achane, but we're really going to commit the type of money I think he's going to be after, like top five.
Sell
running
high
back
is the question. I mean, if you're going to get something in return, this is the time.
I wouldn't be against it. I mean, I'm with you, Solana. I love him. I think he's an amazing player.
I just don't like the optics of it, like you said.
You're resetting. You're either building your offense around this. No, he's going to get Saquon Barkley. What did Saquon get? $70 million? Something crazy like that?
I don't know if he'll get Saquon money, but
I'm going to ask for him.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know.
You asked for Urlacher money. You didn't get that.
You know what? This conversation, I need to go manage Devon Achane. That's what I'm getting at right now. I'm putting my name in the hat.
Hoch, congratulations to your Chicago Bulls. They are undefeated in the month of March, excuse me. They finally end their 11-game losing skid, and they won yesterday. They beat the Bucks.
Yeah, Josh Giddey, triple-double. Matas Buzelis hammered one home over Bobby Portis, by the way, who just ran off to the side because he didn't want to be a poster. Man, that's the game we've been waiting for.
Saquon signed 2 years, $36 million, fully guaranteed, $41 million deal. And you want Devon Achane to take a bag of Cheetos?
No,
Achane could probably get 2 for $40.
He's gonna jump him, and he's younger. Saquon's 36.
Yeah, but he's not at Barkley level yet. I don't know if he's gonna jump him.
Saquon's 29.
I'm just saying, do you look at Devon Achane as the next face of running backs in the NFL? Saquon Barkley was the face of running backs in the NFL. Do you think anyone in the NFL looks at Devon Achane and says, that guy's the next Saquon? I don't. Even though he had a great season.
I could argue top 5, top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Damn. Not having Devon back, though, next year would suck, man.
I don't want him to go anywhere.
Got Jalen Wright.
And Hoch, sorry about this, but Zion Williamson, who had played 35 consecutive games, which was a career high for him, was ruled out yesterday because of a right ankle sprain.
No shame in that, man. 35 straight games?
Zion is hurt. You kidding me?
He's not hurt. Didn't play yesterday. 35 straight games? You'd love to see that for the Heat. You tell me anyone who's played 35 straight games this season for the Heat. Anyone?
Bam.
No, he hasn't.
No, he was
Drew
injured.
Smith.
No,
played,
Drew Smith.
Though. Not sat there. Played.
How dare you? How dare you?
He was available.
The Miami Heat play the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow and Thursday. It's an important stretch for them coming up here. It really is. And the Panthers, who kind of tough loss for them yesterday, tough loss for them on Friday. They're back at it Tuesday and Thursday as well. Their road trip continues. They're at the New Jersey Devils tomorrow. That's a 7 p.m. puck drop. The Panthers will play a couple games. I think they play Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Trade deadline's Friday at 3 p.m.
All right.
All right, guys, your weather in South Florida. Oh, Marlins and Cards are tied right now in spring training.
Speaking of the Marlins, Tommy Hutton announced that this year will be his final year as an analyst on the broadcast. I did not know Tommy Hutton was 80 years old.
Right.
He is so young looking and so good. If you told me he was 65, I would have said, yeah, that seems about right. Had no idea he was 80. He has been, now there were a few seasons where the Marlins didn't bring him back and it was the old ownership group and it was a terrible decision. But he has been consistently one of the most entertaining Marlins broadcasters in the longest. He is as passionate about the game and as passionate about the Marlins as anyone is. And when he would get upset with the umps, man, and he would just go on one of his tirades, magical television. So enjoy Tommy Hutton on the broadcast if you can find it. Enjoy Tommy Hutton on the broadcast this season because it will be his final season.
He's going to work 60 games this year with Kyle Seeloff, and he still has 2 more spring training games as well. But if not, just do what I do. Look up like late 2000s Marlins highlights like Dan Ugla, Jeremy Hermida, Jorge Cantu. I could listen to Tommy Hutton highlights of those guys. Hanley, I mean, are you kidding me?
When he would go ape bleep over a call, there was nothing better, man.
Niger Morgan, remember the Niger Morgan?
Oh, that was
my
great.
God, yeah, that was great.
He's like, Niger Morgan should be ashamed of himself. What a goat, man. What a goat. He's the voice of the Fish, right? English-wise, he's the voice of the Fish. Like when you, I was too young for 97, so I don't know. But when you think of like the premier voice of the Marlins,
you're talking
at least
television, because Dave Van Horn radio really was for a long time the soundtrack. And I go with Josh Appel. Can I vote for the old PA announcer as the voice of the Fish?
I got Appel. And Solana, you gave me the end. I used to hang out with Dan Ugly and Chris Bolstead. I always got to tell you when you say that.
We know.
Okay.
All three of you are wearing Affliction T-shirts at
hey, they were Ed Hardy's.
Ed Hardy at Minton.
Yeah. Meet you guys at Iguana. All right. See you there.
I knew I saw you in Iguanas.
Your weather right now in South Florida, it is 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the mid-70s. That's your weather.
We're going to find out who got funky in the next segment. Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. And you know Cheetah Pompano has the amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day, happy hour specials till 6, and a ton of stuff coming up. This Saturday, you can watch UFC 326 at Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. Perfect spot to watch a good fight card. Saturday, March 28th, that is the Rodriguez Charities 7th annual poker tournament at the Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. 100% of the proceeds from the event are donated to local charities. There's $10,000 in cash prizes. It's a $200 buy-in, but there's also going to be bounties for knocking out the very high-profile celebrity players like myself. Very high-profile celebrity players. Knock me out, get a little bounty for yourself. And trust me, you'll knock me out easily. So it is Saturday, March 28th, Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. I hope to see everyone there. You can register online if you're interested in playing. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
You have Tua, you can make Tua Tartar.
Today's top
dig it.
All right, we'll do a little Who Got Funky here, courtesy of our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery, where tonight, by the way, Dan Day will host trivia Monday nights at Funky Buddha, the tap room in Oakland Park. You've got Dan Day hosting trivia. This weekend, F1 starts. You know, Funky Buddha is your F1 headquarters, all F1 season long, so you can go watch the races and enjoy lots of specials. It's all at Funky Buddha Brewery in Oakland Park, one of our favorite places to be.
Yes.
Do you have a big open for this, Jimmy?
I sure do.
Anything going on with the Dolphins social media account, Jimmy? Any Tua birthday tweets?
Nothing yet.
Are we checking Instagram as well?
Yes, we are.
MySpace?
Haven't checked MySpace in 10 years.
Classmates.com?
No.
All right.
Not here
Well, let
either.
me know.
Me and my wife were talking to somebody. I never heard, the Netflix and chill phrase.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear MySpace to my place?
No.
They said that's when MySpace was around. That was like the Netflix and chill thing. It was
Really?
MySpace to my place.
MySpace to my place.
I thought that was clever.
Man, MySpace. Little did anybody know. All right, play the big open, Jimmy. You have a big open for this?
Yes.
All right.
Want me to play it?
What?
The open.
What are you talking about?
Who got funky?
All right, go ahead, Jimmy. I don't want to give you the spielkas.
Yo, what you want to do now, man? Yo, whatever it is, it's just got to be funky.
Funky.
I can't get enough of that funky stuff. You know it's funky, because you heard it from here, see.
Who got funky?
On Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I still get a kick out of that edit, man. Just Solana's like, I'm putting my damn name in that open. I don't care if it sounds ridiculous. I am just getting anything that says with Hoch, Crowder, and Solana, and I will stick it in there.
Solana.
It'd be funny if you left the original voice in there and just put that big football voice just saying, and Solana.
And Solana.
This is shocking to me to share this, and I think going to shock everybody. Because for me, I'll tell you who got funky. The Florida Panthers and Amerant Bank Arena. Now, I have been, over the years, fairly critical of the Amerant Bank Arena food offerings, right? Mm-hmm. As much as I love the Panthers and as great partners as they are to us, I call it like I see it. When they had the $30 potato,
right?
I called it out. I said, this is insanity. Call it the Stanley Spud. Now you got yourself a $30 potato, but $30 loaded potato, that's insanity. I've told you I thought that their pizza fell off a cliff, unless you go to Stoner's, which is up on the 300 level. But for the most part, their pizza fell off a cliff. Their tenders were okay, but you want good ones, they've got Huey Magoo's. You know what I mean? Like there's some options. But for the most part, I felt like their concessions were on the weak side out of all the arenas. So Lori and I, my nephew, a friend of his, we go to the Panthers game on Friday. Now, I will admit, we don't have the suite anymore. So I used to really only be exposed to the suite level food. And I didn't think it was that great. I mean, the suite food itself was good, but like the concessions around there. So we're on the 100 level. And it's in between periods, actually before the first period ends. Lori and I hadn't eaten. We're starving. Go outside. Regular concession, not the specialty, not the Huey Magoo's, just the regular concession stand. And we're like, what do we want to get? Do we really want to eat nachos, whatever? We both get a hot dog because they were Hebrew National. So we're like, okay, how bad could it be, Hebrew National? This is unbelievable to say. It's one of the best stadium glizzies I've ever had in my life. In my life. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I will tell you this. Not only was the glizzy itself spectacular, they have a ketchup and toppings bar that is unparalleled in any stadium I've ever seen. It was about, I'm going to say 12 on each side, the big containers with the pump or whatever.
Yeah.
12 on each side, so probably a bank of 24 containers. Everything from spicy ketchup to hot honey ketchup to any topping you could think of. I was blown away. I want to give mad props to Amerant Bank Arena Concessions and the Florida Panthers because it was spectacular, that glizzy. So I want to give them credit when credit is due. For me, Amerant Bank Arena Concessions, they got funky this weekend.
Funky.
We talking about boiled water? We talking about grilled?
So I feel like it tasted grilled. I think they branded some grill marks on it as well. I don't think they were like legitimate grill marks. But it was fantastic. Like the bun was great. Everything
It was
about
sliced.
It was great.
It was sliced. It looked like on your IG story.
I think it looked like it was sliced.
No,
I don't think it actually
obvious. It was obvious. They're slicing the dogs or slicing the glizzies so that you could layer the different toppings on top of it, and it'll seep into the wiener.
Again, I think it was more they branded it with a marking that made it look that way. But regardless, maybe it was. Regardless, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And so I wanted to give them props. Crowder, who got funky this weekend?
You know who got funky? Y'all know who my favorite player in college football this year was? My man Ruben Bain. And I saw all the tweets and all the text, and they're putting his face on the Rizzler's body, and they're calling him a T-Rex and big head, little arms. And I saw all that. But then Ruben Bain went on with Rich Eisen and a bunch of different people, and Ruben's just flat out telling them now, I'm the best player in the draft this year. He's not even sugarcoating it. So all the jokes and memes that you can put out about Ruben Bain, I agree with him, and I love that he's getting funky with the media by telling them, no, I am the best player in this draft. You can say what you want to about it. Ruben Bain got funky.
Funky. I think he is going to be a monster in the NFL.
He's a problem.
Jimmy, who got funky this weekend?
I'm going to give it to Nova Southeastern University men's basketball team. Last week,
funky.
They won their 99th straight home game.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
99 straight home games?
Yes.
And what division are they in, Jimmy?
Yeah, who they playing? Your family?
Bro, Nova is back-to-back champions.
Yeah, remember, didn't we have the coach on or something a couple seasons ago?
No, they're in NCAA Division II.
NCAA Division II. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah,
we're playing the Garcias again Wednesday night.
Actually, they are playing the same team for the 100th straight home victory.
Hey, man, I don't care who you're playing. You win 99 straight in a row, you're doing something right.
Yes, you are.
Solana, who got funky this weekend? Keep it to just one, all right?
Yeah,
let's not filibuster here.
Yeah, for sure. And this one's important to me because obviously, so many different people got funky over the weekend. I mean, Carson Beck's getting booed by these losers up in Indiana.
So Carson Beck, is it Carson Beck? Because you're doing this thing again where you filibuster with a whole bunch of different who got funkies, but all of us give just one.
It could be Carson Beck. Could also be Leo Messi trolling Orlando City, those losers up in Orlando.
So is it Messi?
No. My who got funky goes to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Funky.
Hoch, I too love a good concession stand. And I love a good concession deal. And remember last week we talked about the Miami Marlins, how they're going to play Piano Man more at their stadium. I don't even know what the hell they're doing. They're changing their in-game entertainment by playing Piano Man. And I just don't understand it. Here's how you get people to the stadium. Here's how you change the atmosphere, the vibe at the ballpark. Look what the St. Louis Cardinals are doing. $29 ticket, the Coca-Cola Unlimited experience by the Cardinals in 2026. Unlimited access to ballpark favorites and Coca-Cola products all game long. No tabs, no transactions, just baseball and bottomless bites. It includes hot dogs, tenders, bratwurst, nacho chips and cheese, french fries, popcorn, peanuts, kettle chips, ice cream cups. This is what people want. And every stadium around the country, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Falcons, the Phoenix Suns just did it, that are making concession stands affordable for hardworking Americans, got funky like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Funky.
The only thing I would say, and I don't mind an all-you-can-eat area, but when it's like a very cheap all-you-can-eat, $29 and your ticket's included, it's Lord of the Flies in there, man. Like, it is. I mean, it's like lining up to get your TV at Brandsmart out by the docks. Like, it's every man for himself.
I know what a Piccadilly looks like.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And imagine the Piccadilly was only open for 2.5 hours because that's the length of the baseball game. Like, because they do the Panthers have the all you can eat in I forget what the area is called, but it's a little more
red zone or
upscale and
something.
exclusive, or they even have the vault area, which is even super exclusive. You start doing these $29 all you can eat, ticket included, and it includes an ice cream cup. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It just, yeah, buyer beware.
Yeah. I remember the free lunch in elementary school.
That's what
I'm
it was
good.
like.
Yeah.
It's like being at the commissary in prison. It's like, what else is in that $29? Honey buns? $29, you get a ticket, you get unlimited honey buns, and bars of soap.
Ramen noodle pack.
All right, 4 o'clock hour is coming up here on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana. Low testosterone is a real issue for many men. Low testosterone is a real issue for many men. It can lead to poor sleep, low energy, brain fog, a reduced sex drive, makes it difficult to stay in shape. And we all know a healthy body plays a major role in overall health and well-being. That's where Atlantic Men's Clinic comes in. You know, I've been going to get a testosterone shot once a week at Atlantic Men's Clinic for over a year now. I am legit thrilled I am. Wish I had started sooner. If you are feeling sluggish, you just don't feel like you used to, I recommend testosterone treatments at Atlantic Men's Clinic. More than this, Atlantic Men's Clinic can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. With the low T treatments combined with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. I'm talking more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, often a renewed sex drive as well. So call my friends at Atlantic Men's Clinic. Schedule a consult. Everyone there is so friendly. They have 7 locations in South Florida, so there's going to be one near you. Of course, call them at 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or you can visit atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
You guys see new Mozart is dropping soon?
He's dead.
PM and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and Moore, Tobin and Leroy giving gooses galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. From Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hotman, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
4 o'clock hour, and we are ready for some more. And we do have some breaking news. Miami Dolphins have just posted on Twitter. I know you're on top of this, Jimmy. Roster moves. We have tendered exclusive rights, free agent, cornerback Ethan Bonner, and released Liam Eichenberg. They did not wish to a happy birthday still. Only that they have tendered Liam Eichenberg released. Interesting.
Released.
What
Yes.
happened? Because I was
That's
part of
a
the Eichen
gift.
Bros. Well, I was part of the Eichen Bros, if you remember. I was part of the Mervis militia. I still am. I was part of the Eichen Bros. I'm part of the Juicies for Boozy. I have Juicies for Boozy. I have a
What's that
lot of
again?
different. I say Juicies for Boozy.
You silly.
Yeah, Liam Eichenberg. No birthday greeting for Tua. It's very odd by the Dolphins' social media account, but they have released Liam Eichenberg. How about that?
It's ironic that the guy that was getting Tua knocked out for years, they released on Tua's birthday. That was his gift.
That's his birthday present.
That's his gift. We ain't gonna
That
keep
would have
him
been
around.
funny if that tweet ended with "Happy Birthday, Tua."
But they missed on that one.
We give everybody the stock market report to start out the 4 o'clock hour here. That's sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Not much action on Wall Street today. Dow Jones down 73 points, which is 0.15%. S&P 500 up 2 points, which is nothing. NASDAQ up 80 points, 0.36%. So not a lot of action on this Monday. 15 minutes of heat. That's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Ira got a question. Ira Winderman in the Sun Sentinel got a question that's very relevant to the conversations we've had on this show about Bam and Tyler. And I wanted to share his thoughts with it because we've talked about it ad nauseum. The question is, I'll ask you straight up, Ira, do you really believe either Bam Adebayo or Tyler Hero are true franchise cornerstones or max players? And if you do, can you please help us fans to understand that? Because the results and the stat lines sure don't support it. And that was written by Channing Crowder in Davie. Boy, the guy gets a Starlink internet connection, and all of a sudden he's firing off emails to Ira.
I lie on my name, the Ira emails.
So Ira responds this: no, and have not said otherwise. Bam Adebayo does not have the offensive arsenal, and Tyler Hero's defensive issues preclude that. Also, consider that in the 30-team NBA, little more than a handful or two of teams have such players. But also, don't confuse the contract issue. At some point, every team winds up somewhat overpaying to keep their talent in order to augment. The Heat, at times, might have stars, but no, they don't have superstars. At the moment, you probably would put SGA, Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, and Cade Cunningham in that class, with times that you could also consider near that group of superstar players to be Anthony Edwards, Kawhi Leonard, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown. A cornerstone is a player who is considered an all-star every season. Bam has not been that. Tyler has not been that. Norman Powell has not been that. But also, Ira writes, understand that at least 20 other teams are searching, with it still not certain or proven that the likes of Cunningham, Brunson, Mitchell, and Edwards are capable of leading the way to a title. So in that regards, the Heat are hardly alone. So just kind of understand what Ira's saying. I don't think there's any argument that Bam or Tyler or Norman is a superstar in the league. They're not. But a cornerstone, and he points out a cornerstone should be a perennial all-star, and these guys aren't that either. But he does say 20 out of 32 teams are essentially holding on to players, hoping to augment those players with actual superstars or the tier just below superstar level. So it kind of is in agreement, I think, with what we all say about Bam and Tyler. Now, your point, I think, more often than not is, hey, get rid of Bam. He's not your superstar. And Solana's point more often than not is, no. You need a guy like that to build around and augment. And I think Ira's essentially saying the same thing. Hey, you need a Bam, but make no mistake, he's not a superstar and probably not even a cornerstone.
He's Draymond Green.
Well, he's not Draymond. Well, you know what?
He's Chris Middleton.
You say that like it's a negative. Like Draymond was wildly instrumental in
right.
In
but
that,
if he was,
that
but if he
Warriors
was the
team.
only person on Golden State, if there was no Steph and Clay or KD, Draymond Green is doing what Bam is doing.
Draymond's a 1. They're scoring 42 points a night.
But Bam's more talented offensively than Draymond Green is. But I don't disagree with your notion. Yeah, like if Bam's your best player, I mean, the results speak for themselves. The Heat are a playing team.
Yeah.
And they have been. Yeah.
And that's what but you need those guys. When I say just get rid of people, I'm just saying like we have to do something different. Can Bam be a Scottie Pippen? Yeah. Well, go get us a Jordan. And then we'll see Bam, Scottie Pippen-ish.
But it's so difficult to do so. Like,
and that's what Ira's saying.
What Ira's saying is there. So the elite superstars, SGA, you're not getting them. Jokic, not getting them. Giannis, maybe. Wembanyama, Doncic. No one could get Doncic, right? Oh, the Lakers did. And Cade Cunningham. But so rarely do these guys become available that it's very difficult to do what Heat fans want them to do. And they were very close. I don't know what level you would have put Dame Lillard in when he was coming off the great seasons in Portland, maybe on the elite just below the superstar. But they were close to him. They felt like they were close to Giannis or close enough to be in the conversation, but it's incredibly difficult to get someone like that. And Jimmy Butler, by the way, while great, was not that level.
No.
He played at that level in the two playoffs. Runs.
Yeah. In the playoffs. He's
the
an
bubble,
overachiever.
In the NBA bubble, he played at that level. And in the 2023 run, he played at that level. In 2022, when the Heat lost in Game 7 to the Boston Celtics, they had a better team overall around him. And they shut the lights out from 3. He didn't necessarily have one of those superstar caliber playoff runs. But yeah, he was never, and throughout his entire career, he was never a superstar. He just never was.
And that's when it comes down to the decision to make, like this Tyler contract. There's no way I'm comfortable giving Tyler $200 million again.
Well, they aren't either, by the way. They didn't do it. After cut, like the year to do it would have been last year because he was an all-star, because Pat Riley challenged him the same summer he challenged Jimmy Butler to stay healthy. Like, hey, you've got to be out there. And the year to do it would have been after he stayed healthy and was an all-star, but they didn't do it. And I think, that's eye-opening to give you an idea of whether or not they want to give him that money. He's not getting the Supermax extension from the Miami Heat. But Hoch, I want to read this to Crowder because you're always telling me, trade Bam or Bam's not that guy. And I'm not disagreeing with you, but listen to this stat. Anthony Chang had it this morning in the Miami Herald. Over the last 15 games, the Heat has outscored opponents by 14 points per 100 possessions with Bam Adebayo on the court. Without Adebayo on the court, opponents have outscored the Heat by 8 points per 100 possessions. That's a 22.7 point swing with Bam compared to when he's not on the floor. That's what I'm always telling you. Okay, fine. He's not able to go get you 35 every single night. I'm not arguing that. He can't. And he's not the most talented offensive player. But he is so important to the Miami Heat and the system they run defensively and what they do offensively that sometimes it doesn't show up on the box score, everything he's doing on the floor. He's their most important player. And when you have a guy like that, doing that, by the way, with Drew Smith getting minutes, with Tyler Hero missing time, with Norman Powell not on the floor, think about what he would do with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, no, Solana, I'm with you. Bam is a piece of a championship team, but he sets good picks. He can push defense weak. He's a good weak helper. Who's the best weak side defensive helper in NBA history? Who's the best picker in NBA history? I understand there's things he does that he's great at. We talked about it before. He's never won Defensive Player of the Year. He's probably never going to win Defensive Player of the Year because he's 10 years in.
He should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I mean,
if you have a vote, please vote for him.
Phony. Phony-ass Defensive Player of the Year.
Get you a vote, Solana, and vote for him. He does, you talk about these intangibles and these PERs and these point differentials per 100 possessions. I understand he's good. You don't have to go that deep when you have a monster, when you have a dog, when you have a Luka, when you have those guys. You don't have to go that deep into stats PERs to say, this is why we're winning. That's why we're losing.
No, but you have I'm only pointing this out because, yes, he's not the monster. He's not the one. He's not the superstar. I'm not arguing that. But to give up Bam, to me, doesn't make sense because if you do get the one, if you do get the Giannis, and I know we're sick of talking about Giannis, but if you do, then you don't need 5 other guys. You've got the one, and you've got the perfect number 2. The perfect number 2, who, by the way, doesn't need the ball. Remember when LeBron and Wade got together? Who's going to take the final shot? Who's going to have the ball in their hands? None of those questions matter because Bam's going to say, I don't care. I'll take care of what I got to take care of. You go be the number 1 scorer. He's the perfect complementary player.
But what if that superstar, what if that guy we talked about, those 7, 8 people in the world that can be it, if that's Bam leaving? So it's whoever that superstar is, and then it's Khalil Ware now. Bye. I would like that over Bam and somebody.
That's always been my point. You can't let it preclude you from getting a superstar. Yes. Be great if you can team them with one, but you can't let it preclude you.
But I don't think it does preclude them. I think the Heat
has.
No, I think the Heat, and that was my point at the deadline, I think the Heat's at times stubbornness to not let go of guys like Tyler, like Norman Powell, like Andrew Wiggins, some of the guys that could have brought them in some more draft capital, because that's the name of the game now in terms of acquiring top talent. They don't hit free agency anymore. To me, that precludes the Heat more than keeping Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, listen, if you can figure out a way to keep him and get a superstar, you're going to get no argument out of anyone here.
No.
As we sit
here today and Alejandro Jr. asks you about the Bam Adebayo years, what are you telling him?
He'll have his, I don't care what ends up happening, he'll have his number up in the rafters one day. I'll put any amount of money you want.
Yeah, that's a given.
What's the best thing I can speak about? LeBron, I can speak about D Wade, I can speak about Chris Bosh, I can speak about Shaq.
I'm not trying to move the goalposts in terms of what the expectations are here. It's title or bust. I get that, but I also am willing to say, okay, they didn't win NBA titles, but they had a 4-year run where they went to 3 Eastern Conference championships and won 2 of them. Eastern Conference Finals and won 2 of them, and I'm not just going to dismiss that like it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that should be good enough.
One of the best blocks in Heat history, maybe the best block in Heat history.
I'm going to give that shirt to Alejandro Jr. I still got it in my closet.
Man, get a tattoo next to his name that says 17 and a half over under.
I'm just a little sad. Do you guys feel this as well? Because we had talked at the beginning of the show, like they're not going to the Dolphins aren't going to tank in the first year of Hafley and Sully, and then you see that they've gotten rid of Liam Eichenberg, and so now you know the tank is on, and I'm just kind of like, well, man, I didn't think it was going to be this obvious. This is almost like the Utah Jazz. Like, it couldn't be more obvious. You're going to give Liam Eichenberg his walking papers in his prime. He's still a young guy. I mean, you're telling the entire league that you're tanking.
His agent's phone is blowing up, isn't it?
It included a failed physical designation, according to Alan Pupar of SI.com, which makes all the sense in the world. This dude couldn't play last year.
Yeah.
I think the worst part about that entire tweet is that they tendered Ethan Bonner, which means
love Ethan Bonner.
I can't wait. Another offseason. Let me tell you how it's going to play out. Here we go. Ethan Bonner, upside. Oh, man, this dude's got speed. Oh, he's been working on the intangibles. Trust me, this is the year. Ethan Bonner. Jalen Waddle's going to come out and say, nobody's impressed me more in the entire offseason than Ethan Bonner.
How do you
we're
work
gonna hear
on
all about Ethan
intangibles?
Bonner.
Intangibles, literally, by definition, are not measurable. How could you work on an intangible?
Couldn't just let me roll on there.
Yeah, wouldn't you work on a tangible?
He's working on intangibles, Hawk. He's fighting through emotions daily just to get ready.
All right, let's do headlines here with Solana, brought to you by Durrell Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
Every time they talk about Ethan Bonner, I think about that Detroit-Miami joint practice when Amon-Ra St. Brown started roasting everybody, and Ethan Bonner is going to tap people on the chest, and I got him.
Little did we know. Little
Put him
did
in
we
the
know what a
dishwasher
sign. Solana was concerned that we were all overreacting to that practice. Little did we know that was going to be one of the better Dolphins performances of the year.
Amon-Ra put him in the dishwasher real fast. He walked off. Never mind.
No, Hawk, on the contrary, I had tweeted out after that practice, we have to drastically alter our expectations for the Dolphins this year based on what Crowder told us. And he was at that practice, and I got crushed on Twitter. That tweet, I went back to look at it because it was in a group chat. My friends gave me holy hell over it. That tweet had like 8,000 bookmarks. Where are you guys at now, huh? Where were you guys at with all those bookmarks? Coming back to tell me I was wrong when we started off the season 1-7, and everybody's gone from that team. Every single player's gone. Crowder knows.
Listen. Have we added anyone in the secondary?
Ethan Bonner's back.
We're tendering Ethan Bonner. Okay.
Listen, there's a lot of time. There's a lot of offseason.
Hope so.
Hey, Mario Cristobal threw out the first pitch Saturday at Canes baseball. And look, man, I love Mario, but Mario Cristobal's a big dude. He didn't throw it from the rubber on the mound. What are we doing there? You did.
This guy. High heat from the rubber, right down the pipe.
Yeah. How do you define heat?
75 plus. What? Why are you guys laughing?
42. That pitch was 42.
You're always confusing me with Jackie Robinson.
But seriously, Hawk, what does it say that you threw from the rubber? I threw from the rubber when I threw out my first pitch last year at FIU. Mario Cristobal.
That's why that girl fainted, right? She couldn't believe that the guy that looked like you was throwing from the rubber.
True story. The girl who was singing the national anthem as I walked out to throw my first pitch fainted the second
stole your moment. She totally stole your moment.
Crazy.
Hey, by the way, speaking of baseball and throwing out the first pitch, did you guys see John Ruth? Not John Ruth. Drawing a blank now. Who's the public address announcer for the Hurricanes? He's been since I was a student there. J. Rokeach. Did you see that they honored J. Rokeach? They brought him out to like the pitcher's mound, and then they unveiled a thing on the outfield wall. It's him and like a microphone. How long has he been the PA announcer there? It's like 40 plus. I mean, literally, I was a student. He was the public address announcer.
I think since the 80s, he's been the voice of the light.
Yeah, I should get the ticket wizard on. He does a great fake J. Rokeach. It's a Sir Speedy home run, and he hit it deep to left field.
Who is it? Because you said Hutton's gone after this year. Eric Reed is gone after this year.
No, Mike Biamonte is
not
gone.
going anywhere.
Biamonte. I don't know either one. I don't know what they do.
How dare you?
Jeez.
These guys have been around for 50 years. Yeah, they're going to start retiring.
Well, I don't think Jay Rokeach is going anywhere. They just gave him this honor.
You get honored. It's on the back end. He ain't got
Think
another
they're
20 left
forcing
in
him
him.
out.
He used to do Marlins games too.
Jay Rokeach did?
Yeah, he did some games. Cause I remember during the playoffs that I just recognized his voice.
Honestly, he has one of the best PA voices. 58 years, John Ruth is texting me that Jay Rokeach has done the PA for 58 years. Is that right, John? He says J-Ro started in 1968 at age 18. But is that with the Hurricanes or is that just total?
I'm reading his bio right now on the Hurricanes official athletics website, and it seems like he got involved with the program the second he moved here in the fall of 1968. But it doesn't specify that he was the voice of the light at that point. I don't know if the Hurricanes have a baseball program in 1968.
I don't know, but whatever honor they gave, like to look on the outfield wall and to have a public address announcer out there with a microphone, that is, I just thought it was such a cool honor. And he didn't know it was going to happen. Like they surprised him with it.
Is that like the thought of like, tell me you appreciate me while I'm still here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Naming
I
the
do
court
believe in
after Pat Riley, putting a statue at the what's it, crypto.com? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, crypto.com arena.
Yeah.
Now, D Wade, maybe they should have waited till he was gone for that statue.
Put that one in that little creek next to the arena.
Is the dude, I haven't been to a Canes baseball game in 2 years, is the dude that yells, Ragarp, is he still there?
Well, that's kind of just been a thing. By the way, I'm talk with the Sharpie in your mouth guy lately. I just think it adds some kind of. I think people who talk with a Sharpie in their mouth, it just like adds some, I don't know, some weight to what they're saying. You know, a guy who talks to you, he's got a Sharpie in his mouth.
Yeah,
like that guy knows what's going on.
It sounds a little lispy to me, and you know I like a lisp.
You do love a speech impediment.
What? Speech impediments make my day.
But yeah, ragarm is just something that they've chanted at the bullpen, the opposing bullpen forever. I'm not certain that there is a guy who's been.
Oh, there was a guy. Trust me, there was a guy. Dude looked like he smelled really bad. He had long hair, cargo short wearer. Trust me, there was a guy.
What does he yell?
Ragarm.
Rag'em.
Ragarm.
Ragarm.
Y'all make fun of Mr. Two Bits.
Ragarm is a actual baseball term when a pitcher stinks. 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1. Nobody even knows what a bit is. What's a bit?
Big money.
Bit. I got to get to 6 bits before I get to $1. It's not big money.
About 20 cents. No, let me do the math.
By the way, Jimmy's right.
Let me ask Claude. Hold on.
Hey, Hoch, what's up?
Do you know what 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1 means?
Yeah, that's a classic chant or yell. It's traditionally associated with cheerleading and school spirit stuff. The pattern goes 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1, and then usually all for team name. Stand up and holler. It's basically just a rhythmic way to get people energized and cheering together.
Oh, you have such a great cheer at your school, Crowder. I didn't know that it was rhythmic cheerleading. Had I known, I never would have made fun of it. It's rhythmic cheerleading.
We get after it. It's rhythmic.
The Marlins, they did lose to the Cardinals. What was that? The bottom of the ninth, Jimmy? They blew it.
They blew it in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, they're up 2-0.
Everybody's tanking.
Marlins are kind of going through it with injuries. Kyle Stowers, he's going to miss a week or two. Strained his right hamstring, and then their top prospect, Thomas White, expected to miss 3 or 4 weeks with an oblique strain.
It is shocking that the Dolphins have not tweeted out "Happy Birthday" to Tua. I mean, this is
Crazy.
I'm
When's
at
the
my
last
wit's
birthday
end
they've
on this.
tweeted, though?
Everybody.
That's a good question. Let me see.
No, they tweet out birthdays for everybody.
I know, for everybody.
Really?
Like they tweet out birthdays still for Joe Rose and Kim Bocamper. For you.
I do get some tweets.
Nothing on Instagram, Jimmy?
Nothing.
I'll be the judge of that.
It would be almost more disrespectful if they only did a story for Tua Tagovailoa, like an Instagram story instead of an actual
anything.
post.
Give me a little anything.
Nah, you got to do a post.
Nothing.
Man, they don't
Amazing.
tweet out birthdays. I'm looking right now.
Yes, they do,
Yes, they
bro.
do.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. Oh, there's got to be a birthday.
Tua's only 28, by the way.
I you know how I feel. I'd keep him around. Just kidding. Everybody leave me alone.
He's still the greatest Dolphins quarterback since Dan Marino, is he not?
No, Bob Greasy. Stop it. We
since
Dan-
Dan Marino.
Yeah, without question.
Tannehill made the list over him.
That is true.
And Chad Pennington had a better year. You know what? The Chad Pennington thing, the season was better, but it was a Wildcat season. His numbers weren't amazing.
Right. Like, I mean, Chad Pennington, while he was at the helm.
Yeah, he was in the passenger seat with Ricky and Ronnie driving the bus.
Happy birthday, Willie Gay Jr., February 15th.
Oh, but that's Willie Gay Jr., Hawk.
I mean, honestly, this is a embarrassing look for the Dolphins.
So that's 17 days ago.
Happy birthday, Dante Trader, a couple days before that. I mean, come on. This is what they literally, they have someone employed to tweet out birthday greetings. And this guy's making a stand on Tua. I want to know who it is. And I want to know now. Jimmy, call the Dolphins facility and ask who their admin is.
I'll reach out.
Practice on me, Jimmy. Pretend I'm the Dolphins facility. Hello, Miami Dolphins.
Why have you didn't put any mention of Tua's birthday?
No, I just want to know who the admin is. That's all I want to know.
Oh,
I just want to know who the admin is. I don't want to have someone else take the heat. Try it
Who's
again.
the admin?
No, wait a second. I didn't even answer the phone.
You did. We talking?
No, I didn't. Hello, Miami Dolphins. How can I help you?
Yeah, who's the admin for the social media?
Who are you? That's it?
Broke right
What? That's all you got in response?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, for the
I
love
would've
of
hung
God. I would have hung up, he said. All right, what else do you have in the headline, Solana?
They're going to trace your number. Who's the admin? Huh? Take it easy, buddy.
Here's your schedule for your sports watching or listening over the next couple days. Tomorrow, the Marlins are going to play Team Israel in a little lead-up game for the World Baseball Classic, which begins later this week.
I was thinking of taking tomorrow off to going to that.
It's in Jupiter.
Well, it's in Jupiter. Matt Mervis plays for Team Israel. I was thinking I may take tomorrow off. I'm just giving you a heads up. You know what I was watching last night on ESPN? You seen this Tiger Indoor Golf League?
Yeah.
Huck, we talked about this.
Right. Well, I was just kind of bringing it up again.
Oh.
But I'm watching it last night on ESPN, and it's live, and it's in Palm Beach Gardens. It's like right between Palm Beach Gardens and Jupiter. And I said to Lori, I'm like, you know what? Seems like there's people here. Let's go to this. Tiger's walking around. Jason Kelsey was there last night. Max Homa played in the tournament on on during the day, and then he flew in to do this, and it looked like it was kind of fun. So I was like, let's see if they sell tickets for this. And I go on Ticketmaster, and they do. There's a match tonight, and there's a match tomorrow night. They start at 9 o'clock. I was watching it at 9 o'clock last night. Start at 9 o'clock up in Palm Beach Gardens. But the cheap seats, now granted, there's not a ton of seats, but the cheap seats are a little over $200 each, and the good ones are a little over $500 each.
Goodness gracious.
So I was like, you know what? I would like to see it. And if it was like $50 a ticket, I think it would be fun to be there, but I don't know if I want to spend, between me and Lori, I don't know if I want to spend $500 even for the cheap seats to go watch.
It's an experience more because you're watching the dude play video game golf.
But then it seemed I hadn't watched it till last night. So they live chip though. They live chip and they live putt.
The floor moves.
It does?
Yes. The green adjusts to different ways. It's not the same green every time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it looks like a different hole when you're on a different hole. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool as hell, and it's it's rich people stuff. But yeah. I want to go one day. I didn't know it was that close.
It's a golf simulator until you get onto the green, and then once you get onto the green,
it's not even onto the green. It's before the green because they were chipping into a hole.
And they have sand. They have
bunkers.
There you
Traps.
go. I was never gonna get that one. They have sand.
Jimmy, call the Indoor Golf League and see if I can get some comp tickets. All right.
Let's do a simulated call.
All right, let's practice. That's a good idea. Hello, Indoor Golf League.
Oh yes. Where can I find tickets for the event?
No, you find tickets on Ticketmaster. I just told you. I want comp tickets. You're calling on behalf of Mark Hochman from the radio. All right? Let's try this again. Yeah, hello, Indoor Golf League.
Oh yes. Is there a way to get comp tickets for the event this
For
week?
what event, sir?
For the Indoor Golf League.
Who is this?
I'm Batman.
Oh man, Jimmy. I can't wait for your parent-teacher conferences.
I'd love to hire you as my personal assistant, Jimmy, but I just feel like I would end up assisting you.
Your weather. Right now in South Florida, 77 degrees. Tonight, the lows, they'll drop into the mid to low 70s. That is your weather.
All right, don't go anywhere. More to come on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
And Solana. We know that anniversaries are really special. And my friends over at Ed Moore's, they are celebrating 80 years in business. My buddy Chris Atkins, the GM, they're an amazing team over there. Teddy, the owner, you know they're doing their thing. And right now, they want to commemorate this occasion by giving you special deals on the beautiful Cadillacs, like the all-electric 2026 Cadillac Optic for just $349 a month, and the all-electric 2025 Cadillac Lyrics for just $369 a month. The Edmore's brand has been family-owned and operated for over 80 years. You know they know how to take care of customers. My entire driveway is backed by Moore's. You got to do it. It's a great feeling. Don't miss out on the 80th anniversary savings. Go see my buddies at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. They're the 6-time dealer of the year off Sunrise Boulevard and the Sawgrass Expressway. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. And remember, you got to be backed by Moore's. Click EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I don't look like a typical major leaguer, but I can throw that gas.
WQ
Went very long there talking about the indoor golf league and mourning the departure of Liam Eichenberg. And when I say mourning the departure of, they just waived him. It's nothing more sinister than that. I don't want to
Sinister.
I don't want to catch anybody off guard with that one.
He'll be in Canada here in a couple weeks.
The Metallica show at the Sphere, from what I'm seeing, is going to be one of the more highly coveted tickets that you can try to get. And you can actually win them by listening to this crappy radio show. If you want to see Metallica and take a friend to the Sphere in Vegas, just listen to 104.3 FM WQAM on the app, on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, if you have not yet downloaded it. Or if you have the app, just log in. And from now till March 8th, which is Sunday, listen for 1 hour or more every day. And if you do, you'll be entered in the contest, and then you have a chance to win these Metallica tickets at the Sphere. One chance per day. Winner receives airfare for 2, 3 nights hotel stay and tickets to see Metallica at the Sphere in October. All thanks to Q Prime. And for more info, go to Metallica.com. It is a national contest. Some other celebrity birthdays today. Tua is 28. Becky G is 29. I have no idea who that is.
Nope. It's a DJ or something. Solana got upset.
A DJ? No, bro. Becky G is she's like a reggaeton artist, a singer, pop singer in Spanish. Trust me, you know Becky G. Trust me.
All right.
You saw her.
Luke Combs is 36. Chris Martin is 49. He the lead singer of Coldplay.
Yes.
And John Bon Jovi, 64. You know what happened on sports in this day? This is a very monumental day in sports. Happened on this day in an NBA game in 1962, Crowder.
Jim Crow?
I don't know. What team did he play for?
Whatever team it was, they talked to him nasty.
You don't know what happened on this day in the NBA in 1962?
62? No.
Let's see if this helps you out at all. Hold on.
Oh, even before you put it up. He dropped 100.
Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain dropped 100 points. We think there is no video proof. There is a picture of him holding up a handwritten sign that says 100.
and I knew I went down this rabbit hole years ago. Have you ever watched those games of Wilt Chamberlain, the little grainy stuff?
Well,
he was playing against Jimmy.
But I think I've seen Wilt Chamberlain games. Like, didn't he play into the mid to late 70s? Like, he was playing with the Lakers. Like, I mean, when did his career end?
I don't know if it was AI or edited. I saw him get his own rebound 7 times in a row.
Yeah, he played till like 73, 74.
Yeah. Wilt Chamberlain, of course, most famous for
100-point game.
No, his great restaurant on Glades Road here in Boca.
That folded.
I tell you what, man, Boca was in its prime when Pete Rose Ballpark Cafe was on the south side of Glades and Wilt Chamberlain's All-Star Cafe was on the north side of Glades.
Missed that time. I did go to 800 degrees, though.
That was a And then you had Schnellenbergers on Glades right before the turnpike. Oh, what times those were.
Shula's, nothing free. 800 degrees, nothing free. Bo Camper would look you in the eyes and not give you a free beer. Crazy. I thought we were friends.
Anyway, 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour is coming up. Championship Meet Energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park. Live racing every Thursday through Sunday with featured stakes races on Saturdays. Cirque du Soleil Lucia is currently playing at Gulfstream Park right now. It runs through April 25th. You can get your tickets, watch it under the big top. You can get your tickets at gulfstreampark.com. Corgi races are coming to Gulfstream Park. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 14th for the inaugural Coastal Corgi Classic family-friendly event. It'll showcase registered corgis competing in a series of short, controlled sprint races. Tickets to the 75th running of the Curlin Florida Derby are on sale and moving fast. Secure your spot today for South Florida's biggest race day of the year, Saturday, March 28th. Also on Saturday, March 28th, starting at 6 p.m., Gulfstream Casino will be giving away a new Ford Maverick and a share of $20,000 in free play. Earn entries for the new Ford truck all March long, including 5 times entries on Mondays. And by the way, not only is the 28th the Curlin Florida Derby, the day before, March 27th, we will do the show live out there. Get you ready for one of South Florida's biggest racing days of the year. Get all the info, get your tickets, make reservations, see the daily race entries as well. It's all at gulfstreampark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well. There's the birthday boy, John Bon Jovi. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery, where you could go watch Dan Day host trivia tonight. Nothing like a little Monday night action at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. Dan Day will be there hosting trivia tonight. Lots going on at Funky Buddha, the tap room. Sticky Treats is back. That is one of Funky Buddha's most requested beers, and you can get it there. You can get it at a retailer statewide. Everybody loves a little Sticky Treats. And I mentioned earlier, the F1 season returns on Saturday. Funky Buddha will be your number one race paddock for every race with a watch party. The sound will be on, and they will have several specials to choose from. So all starts Saturday at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. I am shocked the Dolphins have not tweeted out a birthday message to Tua Tagovailoa on his birthday today. I wonder if that was, I wonder if they weighed, like, hey, if we put out a birthday message for Tua, it is going to be littered with comments about, how much he's been overpaid. And, like I wonder if they reach out to Tua and say, listen, we put birthday greetings up for everybody. How would you feel about skipping it for your birthday this year? I just wonder if they include him in that decision.
I've been a part of some, I get in trouble and I did some crazy stuff, and the due diligence that organizations go through to do things, this isn't a mistake. This is thought out.
Because it's not going to be well received on social media. If they do send out a birthday greeting, I'm not necessarily certain it's going to be well received.
And you know how petty people are on social media. So they're now tagging Tua and giving him hell. So now his timeline's littered with hate because the Dolphins tweet out a happy birthday thing that they do for everybody. Let's just leave it alone. Tomorrow will be tomorrow, and we'll just move forward.
All right. It's tough for me to leave it alone. I found something finally I can rail upon.
This conversation happened a week ago. Hey,
Let's have
Tua's birthday is coming up now. Let's talk about this.
Let's have a look at headlines here for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour with Alejandro Solana, brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. I saw Jimmy had texted us, and I'd seen a push notification myself that Trae Young was going to make his Washington debut. Is that tonight? Do they play tonight?
No, that's on Thursday, but I do have another debut that likely interests you a little bit more, and that we may be able to put a little action on tonight. Tonight, according to everything I've read, will be the return of
Sarabatudo.
What? I thought he was going to be out like 8 weeks or 12 weeks. I didn't because my nephew had told me yesterday that Giannis was coming back. Yeah, by the way, if you're new to the show, how would I know that Sarabatudo was referring to Giannis Antetokounmpo? And just say you got to listen and pay attention for years and years and years, so that when you hear Sarabatudo, you know that we're talking about Giannis.
Sarabatudo.
Who's that, Calvin?
It is funny that I didn't miss a beat. I'm like, oh, that's right. Giannis is coming back. Sarabatudo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's right. He's going to be back as well.
You got a lot of guys coming off injury.
Antetokounmpo.
There you go. Mike and the Mad Dog. That would just be Mike, by the way.
There are player props for Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight.
I'm looking at it, so don't ask me. You can ask Crowder, but I'm staring at it.
Oh, gotta be low. He's coming off of what was it? A knee?
No, it's been his calf.
Is he going to be on a minutes restriction? Do we know?
That's the question. Sure. He was supposed to be out 8 weeks. He's out 3 weeks, and now you can't just throw him back in and give him 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be on a minutes restriction. My guess is that the Bucks technically are in a conversation to be in the play-in tournament, and you could argue if Giannis Antetokounmpo got into the play-in tournament and he got himself through the play-in tournament, nobody would want to face the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis in the first round.
So Giannis, injured, minutes restriction, probably around Bam's full health, 17 and a half.
You're close. 19 and a half.
So disrespectful, man.
You're telling me if the Bucks called the Heat and they said, we'll trade Bam for Sada Batuto, you would just say no unilaterally?
No.
So I see Kyle Kuzma's at 10.5. Did anyone else see this Kyle Kuzma highlight from over the weekend?
The pass, greatest pass ever.
Did you see this crowd? I'm going to send this to you because I had sent it to DJ too. I love the caption. It says, Kyle Kuzma is not a real person. Wait till you watch this. This is my kind of basketball. I just sent you the tweet. Everybody search it up. Search it up on Twitter. Kyle Kuzma is not a real person.
Or
Bulls
search up Hoch's first pitch because they have the exact same arc. I'm not sure what had more arc. Kyle Kuzma's chest pass 4 feet away from him or Hoch's first pitch.
He threw a oop to the perimeter.
That is the greatest pass. I'll see if I can show the YouTube watchers.
Great pass.
That is remarkable. I just love that caption. Kyle Kuzma is not a real person.
That's crazy. It's wild. Some of these athletes
over and over. I could watch that over and over. It doesn't get old.
Players mess up.
I just don't know what was going through his head. Like, obviously he gets caught in the air, but when you get caught in the air, you don't have to chuck it high in the air either. Like, I don't understand what he's thinking.
Out of there, that's weird. Or bounce pass. You just kick it out there.
Just flip it right behind you. You get caught in the air, just flip it behind. If you know the guy's there in the corner, which he obviously did, I don't know what happened there.
He wanted to throw off the defenders. You've been playing basketball your whole life and see somebody do that? It knocks you off
everything you know about the game.
It knocks you off your game for a second.
So that's happening tonight. The Bulls did win yesterday. Congratulations, Hoch.
Yes.
That was a 27-0 run to beat the Bucks.
They were
that they had.
They were up in the fourth quarter at one point. They had outscored Milwaukee 23-0 midway through the fourth quarter. It's pretty pretty remarkable. But they had not won a game in February. They literally went the entire month of February without winning a game. So,
and who's leading the Bucks now with Giannis out?
Sada Batuto.
What the hell were fans at the Combine doing booing Carson Beck? Does anybody have some sort of opinion on this or take on this?
Well,
where
the Combine's in Indianapolis.
Right.
And Miami played Indiana for the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
And grudges carry on. Just because you beat someone doesn't mean that now all of a sudden I'm going to cheer for him. He tried to knock off my university if I live in Indiana, and so I will boo you forever unless you're a Colt.
That's the answer. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, but that's the answer.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But there's no other explanation, is there?
No.
I mean, he didn't say a bad thing about Indiana, gave him props after the game, and Carson Beck has no history playing Indiana prior to coming to Miami, prior to that national championship game. I don't know. I don't understand the Carson Beck hate from around the country. I understand it if you're an SEC fan because you played against Carson Beck and you just were never a fan of Georgia. Fine. That to me makes sense. But Indiana fans booing Carson Beck, and by the way, shout out Carson Beck for putting on a performance, like a passing display at the Combine amidst.
Did he? I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, do look like sharp.
Like, did he raise his draft stock?
I don't know. I don't know what his draft stock is. I have no idea.
Yeah, I read something that they said he threw very well, but I think I talked about it. When you have 1,300 attempts in 5 years of college football,
Right. You
I
got a
don't-
lot of film.
there's nothing he could do in that combine to raise or lower
Right.
anything. They're going to watch the 60 games he played in.
Somebody puts on the chat, Hoch, people mess up. You've been doing radio 100 years. You called September. That's fine. That's fair. But I don't think that's as egregious as what Kyle Kuzma did.
That ball up in there. He throwing the oop, man. He thought Wimby was out there.
September.
Kyle Kuzma on the fast break.
September.
All right, I went the whole month of February without playing your February. You really want to go down this road?
Listen, man, I'm not the one that pronounced it.
September.
No, you are the one who pronounced it February.
You know, we don't have that cut up for some reason. Just that
Oh,
drop.
so? I think I can find it.
Huh. All right, here are your local headlines. Just a couple notes and schedules for the upcoming couple days. Tomorrow, the Florida Panthers are at the New Jersey Devils. That'll be at 7 p.m. up in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And the Miami Heat play a New Jersey team as well. Now, they're not in New Jersey anymore, but they'll forever be the New Jersey Nets in my mind.
Interesting, because Brooklyn is not in New Jersey. You get caught in the air there like Kyle Kuzma?
No, I'm telling you that the Nets will forever be the New Jersey Nets to me.
But
Same
I
here.
don't, were they the New Jersey Nets for longer of your lifetime than they were the Brooklyn Nets?
When they moved to Brooklyn, like 08, 09?
I don't know.
I had no idea, but it's been a while.
I think
Yeah.
of them as the New Jersey Nets, but they've been around a lot longer.
But they were in the finals 2000, 2001 as the New Jersey Nets. The Heat played them in the first round of the 2005-06 championship run as the New Jersey Nets. Like that team to me is the New Jersey Nets. Plus, they haven't done anything since they've been in Brooklyn.
They've had some terrible runs with some great players.
I'll ask Claude.
Hey, Hoch, how's it going?
Good. When did the New Jersey Nets start playing in Brooklyn?
The Brooklyn Nets started playing in Brooklyn in the 2012-2013 season.
Told
They
you.
moved from New Jersey after spending decades there as the New Jersey Nets. Oh.
Thank you, buddy.
Buddy.
You talk to Claude just when you're by yourself?
So I've been debating that. Do I want to make him a friend? It's funny that you asked that. I literally am thinking, like, should I have a running dialogue with Claude throughout the day? Because there are some times where I just want to share. So, like, I go down, I have an avocado toast, cappuccino in the morning, and generally I'm alone. I play my word games or whatever. But maybe I should just have a conversation with Claude.
He's a robot.
Well, maybe to you, but not to me.
Hey, Hoch, how's it going?
Would you be able to start every conversation we have with something other than how's it going?
You got it. I'll mix it up. What's on your mind today?
Wow, you really are a friend. Nothing really. I just wanted to talk to you for a moment, but that's about all I got.
No problem at all. Sometimes it's just nice to chat without needing anything specific. I'm here if you want to talk about anything, or we can just keep it light. What's going on in your world?
Well, I hate the people I work with.
Ugh, that's rough. What's making it so bad? Is it like a personality clash thing, or is there something specific they're doing that gets to you?
Solana's an idiot. Jimmy is almost impossible to deal with on a daily basis. And Crowder doesn't know if he's coming or going, but it's probably the CTE.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got some real challenges with each of them in different ways. That's a lot to deal with day in and day out.
You ain't kidding.
So what's your situation look like? Are you stuck there for a while, or are you thinking about making a change?
I don't know. I got to talk to Len.
Yeah, That makes sense. Sounds like Len might have some perspective or advice that could help you figure things out. Good call reaching out to them.
Yeah, I think I could do this. I think I could have a running conversation with Claude every day.
Oh, call me. I got you.
Although Claude obviously is not that advanced in intelligence if he thinks Len's got the answers.
Call in. Bad idea.
No good. I want to make W2 Roy my AI bot. No good, Hoch. No good.
Watch it, Hawk.
No, I said, can you not say how's it going every time? And he said, yeah, I'll change it up. Should I see if he's changed it up?
It's Claude.
Hey, Hoch, how's it going?
Well, you did it again, Claude. I asked if you would say something different than how's it going.
You're right. I totally cut myself off there. Sorry about that. What's on your mind?
Yeah, get with it, Claude.
Got it.
Just another friend disappointing me.
Yeah, Claude will whoop your ass. Tell him come over. You want to meet him.
Ask Claude.
I don't want to make things weird just yet, but I'm very close to asking him what he's wearing.
Ask Claude how he would rate the Liam Eichenberg era in Miami now that it's over.
It's a good question.
Hey, Hoch, how's it going?
Oh, you son of a bitch, Claude. I'm asking you not to say how's it going every time.
Fair point. My bad. What's up?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lash out at you. Liam Eichenberg was waived by the Dolphins today. I'm wondering what you think of Liam Eichenberg's tenure with the Dolphins.
No worries at all. So, Liam Eichenberg was their left tackle, right? He had a decent run there, but honestly, it was pretty injury-plagued, which kind of limited what he could show. The Dolphins were investing in him as a young prospect, but I think they probably just decided to move on and see what other options they could find. Do you follow the Dolphins pretty closely?
Not really. Not based on what I should. My job title would probably assume I follow them more than I do, to be quite honest.
That's fair. Sounds like there's a disconnect between what your job might suggest and what you actually keep up with. Are you in sports media or something like that?
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, I am indeed in sports media. What do you think of Matas Buzelis for the Chicago Bulls?
I gotta be honest, I'm not immediately familiar with that name in the Bulls context. Is he a recent addition or someone who's been flying under the radar? I don't want to guess and steer you wrong on this one.
Sounds like you've been talking to Crowder. All right, anything else in the headline, Solana?
Liam Eichenberg has
That
been
was amazing, though, that he was able to ascertain that I was in sports media.
Yeah.
That's advanced intelligence or artificial intelligence, whatever AI is.
I've seen every single Terminator. The T-1000 could form into anything. It made knives out of his hands.
That's a good point.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Jimmy's your own Claude.
Liam Eichenberg has been released by the Dolphins. They tendered Ethan Bonner. The Heat play the Nets tomorrow. The Panthers are at the Devils tomorrow. Marlins play an exhibition against Team Israel ahead of the World Baseball Classic, which does begin on March 3rd or March 4th. It's in the next couple days. And
can't be tomorrow. March 3rd is tomorrow. They got an exhibition game.
March 3rd tomorrow. Yeah, so it's probably March 4th. And
World Baseball Classic starts that early?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. The U.S. plays on Friday. I think there are games tomorrow in Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or no, maybe it's
March
4th.
5th through the 17th.
I think they start on Thursday.
5th through the 17th.
Gotcha. Yeah, USA is going to play.
But it might be March 5th
Brazil.
already in Tokyo, no?
Right, so it'll be March 4th for us. All right, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 77 degrees. Tonight, the lows will be somewhere in the 70s. That's your weather.
We've got a hockey Claude in the next segment. George Richards, he knows everything about the Florida Panthers, and he's going to join us in the next segment. We'll talk some cats with him.
Anniversaries are really special for all of us, and my friends over at Ed Moore's are celebrating 80 years in business. That's why my buddy Chris Atkins, the GM, great dude. He has a great team over there. And at Ed Moore's Sawgrass Cadillac, they're commemorating the occasion by giving you special savings on Cadillac luxury. Right now, these all-electric Cadillacs are beautiful. My wife has an IQ. It's amazing. Check it out. And right now, check out the all-electric 2026 Cadillac Optic, and you can get that for just $349 a month, or the all-electric 2025 Cadillac Lyrics for just $369 a month. Ed Moore's has been owned and operated for 80 years by the same wonderful family, so they know how to treat their customers. You know I'm a customer. My entire driveway is backed by Moore's. You can't get any better than that. Go see my friends at Ed Moore's Sawgrass. They're the 6-time dealer of the year off Sunrise Boulevard and the Sawgrass Expressway. Visit EdmooreSawgrassCadillac.com. And remember, from the trade-in to the sale, to the sales staff, to the service department, once you get your vehicle, they email, they text you, they just watch out for you. You got to be backed by Moore's. Click EdmooreSawgrassCadillac.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man.